Alright, welcome back to Don't Think, Just Charge. I'm Dave, he's Harvey, and today we're going to be going over the upcoming army changes as has been revealed by Tano in the latest monthly stream. Let's get into it. Hot off the press, this Friday just gone, Friday the 1st of August, Tano, the head designer at OPR, went on his stream, his regular stream, revealed and talked about a whole load of cool new things, but most excitingly from our perspective, he talked about the upcoming army updates coming out in September 2025 and where the current design position is internally at OPR with these armies. We're going to go over all the things he discussed and give our initial reactions on how that's going to start to shape the game. Couple of presumptions. You guys loved it when we did this last time. This is us just doing it again. New month, new output for you. We've got all of the changes up here on the screen. Big thank you to that guy over there for having done it in lickety-split time. This is...
big thank you to the commenters who fed the feedback back that they wanted to see it on the screen.
Yeah, so. Thank you everyone. This is literally half an hour after the stream has ended, we're recording this, so this should be fresh and hot on your screens. Otherwise, on with the show. So Tanner started out by talking about four big things in terms of the general design approach for these. First of all, he's made a whole load of changes. So one of the things he said is that there were too many rules that had tokens to use, and this has been reduced significantly. Some of them still exist, which I think is fine to have a little bit here and there. But it's been reduced significantly, which seems like a good thing. Less token management overall. He had a load of once per game effects that have been reduced significantly. That sounds like that's going to be a good move, really. OPR is already very bursty, so if you have once per game effects, effectively it's front load the whole load. And then he said he had some pick at the start of the round for all units effects, which have been simplified and now broken down to units choose themselves. I presume this is the sort of thing of maybe a unit could have had +1 to attack rolls or +1 to defense, and you decide at the start of the round, quite like in skirmish games with their auras, and this is now just on a unit by unit basis. Again, that sounds good. Bit more strategic depth as well.
This is, well, it's kind of interesting, right? Because I think this is just straight up more powerful than the alternative, right? Like, at least before you had to like build some synergy across all these units, whereas now it's just like, oh, I'll just pick at the start of the round what makes sense for each unit. So the places where it was choosing between, say, mobility and offense, or defense and offense, or whatever, there's way less depth in that now, because you just go like, all right, to like that unit clearly needs defense this turn, but these ones are happy with offense. So I think this is an okay change. I think interestingly enough, like he said, this simplifies things, but to me, tracking individuals is not simplifying. Like having a big coin on the side of the table goes like, if this is heads, then I am attacking, and if this is tails, then I'm defending. Would have made more sense to me. So yeah, interesting to see how this plays out, but it's kind of like having it in power, but you pick, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'd presume it is, which is strong. There's kind of some pros and cons to it. You're absolutely right, that simplicity thing, this is more complicated, and I think it's also more strategically complicated. But we discussed it a little bit last time, right? We discussed it about what if the Battle Brothers had a move or attack army-wide thing that you chose at the beginning of the round. But this now, if it was, say it's like that, say it's like what we discussed last time, where the Battle Brothers could be either offense or defense, or move or attack at the beginning of a round. Now it's on a unit-by-unit basis. If you have those decisions to make on a unit-by-unit basis, your activation priority decision matters a whole lot more. Because if you want... if you want to
say whether it was the start of activation or the start of the round, though. If it's still at the start of the round, then
that's way more complicated.
Well, it just means at the start of the round you go like defense, offense, right?
Yeah.
But if it's activation-wise, then yeah, I agree. I think that adds a bit more depth to it. But yeah, it's just a weird one, to be honest. I would be interested to know how this is going to be costed as well. I don't know if I said this last time, but either or mechanics are quite hard to cost, because if it's like defense or offense, then you're going to pick the one that's most effective for that situation. So it's effectively like getting it all the time, because you're picking the best one. So if you end up discounting this at all, then you get these things. So like if it's like 75% of the cost of the highest one between an offense and a defense point, then you might just be getting a permanent discount on this.
Yeah.
So this is always worth taking. But if it's more expensive because of the flexibility, then maybe it's less interesting. I don't know where that sits.
So to kind of build that into direct comparisons now, I think Human Defense Force is a good one to go to, where you've got take aim and you've got +1 to AP when shooting. If you wanted to have +1 when shooting to a friendly unit within 12 inches, or you choose that this unit gets +1 AP when shooting, that is a 50-point rule and I think a 75-point rule. Now, what if you choose this unit gets +1 AP when shooting for all 4 of your decisions? And it's cheaper than that. You've just got a better rule there. So I think it would have to be the same cost as the most expensive or more expensive. Option is power, right?
Yeah.
We're saying
this ends up just being an expensive version of whichever the best option is. So yeah, we'll have to see what the execution's like. Like we said last time, it depends what the 2 options are. But yeah, for now, like this is definitely a buff to what we saw from last time, and I think slightly less exciting and a bit more tracking. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. He said it sounds like a lot of rules, but lots of units don't get the special rules. So I think that he's not talking about the army-wide special rules, which I full well expect is going to be every single unit. I think he's talking about exactly, army-wide. I think he's talking about the special rules. For example, this instinctive thing for the alien hives that we're going to come on to in a minute.
Yeah, he actually at the very end of the stream mentioned the 7 things that each army's getting. If you scroll to the very bottom of this document, we can quickly go over those because it makes sense. But yeah, so each army is getting a universal rule, which is the army-wide, a rule that combos with a universal rule, an army specialty, which is like a special effect only they can do, a mark ability, which is like a debuff, a special weapon rule. Then he's reworking hero auras, so everyone gets at least 5, and he's reworking the spell lists. So I imagine the rules combo, the army specialty, and the mark ability is what he's talking about here, which will be on like a handful of units per thingy. So really, like special rules will be on, the special weapon rules will be on the guns that make sense, I guess. The universal rules will be on everyone. And then hero auras are an option anyway, and spell lists are what they are. So actually, in terms of change to the raw lists, you're probably seeing 1 new ability, a handful of new spells, a couple of auras, which are all really small things, and then just that weapon thing. So it's actually not that much. It's when you include these extra little bits in, then some units are going to get a bit more exciting. But yeah, that's what he wanted to stress.
Yeah, I like that though. If it's not many units, then I'd say I'm greedy. I'd say give it a little bit more. I don't want it just to be on 1 or 2 things, but at the same time, what this looks like to me is something we can draw comparisons to now, which would be DAO. Universal rules for DAO, well, you've got a good shot in there, right? Let's just go with that for now. Rules combo with universal rule we don't really have with DAO, but if we consider it as a kind of this thing with the army specialty, they've got spotters. And yes, so do Rebel Guerrillas, but we're going to pretend they don't exist. So their army specialty here is the spotters and the access to lots of spotting drones and the spotting lasers that come about from it. Maybe if the debuff was something similar of saying you pick someone and they get -1 to shooting. This is where I imagine these sorts of special rules could trickle down into the design space. Special weapon rule, well, we've already spoken about that in terms of the elves getting rending or poison. Auras, spell lists, this is all new things. This reworking spell lists, gimme. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I mean, long-term fans of the channel will know that we really like spellcasting. We think it's very, very strong. It's like just the most insane way of affecting lots of units in a turn, which is just like the name of the game.
Yeah.
So very interested to see what comes out of rework spell lists. I think if I was designing the game, I would be making them weaker. I think they are. I'd rather see a cheaper caster that does less.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. The balance doesn't need to change, but like we just don't need 12 hits or two sets of 6 hits in the game. Like bring them down, but make caster 20 points or whatever. Right? It's already an option with the auras. Like I think it's too strong, and it's also too swingy, which is not fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting to see what he does with that though.
So many things to talk about. I mean, how we change caster We could probably do a video on that, but this is already going to be quite a beefy one, so let's go through the armies. The last thing he did say, we already mentioned it, public beta. Let's get hyped for that. We will be doing lots of coverage of that when we can get into it. Straight to the top, Grimdark Future. The good, the bad, and the bugly. It's the alien hives. While within 9 inches of friendly units, plus 1 AP. Simple. Effective. Strong? What? AP is something that its cost is exponential, if I understand. Well, exponential, it's a 4-point system. But it's kind of like boop, 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 boop. Like, plus 4 AP is a good whack more expensive. So this will really come out in force on anything that's AP, well, 1, 2, or 3, really. And
it'd be interesting to see how this costed, because if it's costed like you gain just 1 AP and it's costed as if you have just 1 AP from 0, then it's going to be too cheap for literally every use case. Beyond that, which I think is quite a lot. I mean, we spoke about it last time we did little reviews. It's worth noting that basically all the changes we're seeing today are the universal rules. There's very little mention of the other rules that we saw last time.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's like, oh my god, this video is going to be like 8 hours long, no, it'll just be our usual 2 to 3 hours, I'm sure. This, as we said last time, is just like take swarms, lol.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're paying a tiny amount of points, like 60 points, for an alien hive swarm to sit next to your units, which gives them plus 1 AP, and you get an activation and a fearless swarm and whatever it might be, right? Like, yeah, like sure, it reinforces the idea of alien hives being a swarm army, but I think AP is really strong to give out, and I don't think being within 9 inches of a friendly unit is a big ask. Especially when you start to get like the big base stuff, like a Hive Lord, just like he's a big base and 9 inches around him. That's a large area.
It's a
like
big
you're talking
bubble.
like 18, like what 22 inches or so bubble on the match. It's so easy to be within 9 inches of that. So yeah, I think this is going to be very strong because it's AP and AP is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be good vibes for them. And also like if like their like swarm nature's still sticking around, right? Like they have lots of like low AP stuff, then 1 AP is a massive buff to that. So
Winged
we'll have
grunts
to see how it rolls out.
I love the winged grunts flamers. They're 6-inch flamer things because you can ambush them in, move 6 inches, and have still a 12-inch range on 2 reliable cheap units with blast 3. If that now becomes AP 1, that's massive. That's like incredibly valuable on one single use case that I've picked up there. My favourite loadout for the Hive Lord is taking a load of AP1 rending weapons, because they're currently like 5 points for an upgrade or something to get them that. That becoming AP2 rending is huge. That just nullifies so much. This is something that's going to be... I'm curious to see how it will be deployed. That'll be quite an interesting one to see. We haven't, obviously, as you mentioned, we've not gone into it, but should we do some speculation about the combos in a really reductive manner? What if the combo is...
combo of plus 1 AP?
Yeah, what if the combo is plus 2 AP?
I would assume the combo is not going to be more power, and it'll be stuff like this works within 18 inches or works within 36 inches or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I would imagine you buff the range on it. If you buff the AP on this, oh my fucking God. Right, like people already complain about the amount of AP alien hives get. It seems insane to be giving them this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I think this is just like, I mean, AP is just universally good.
AP is just universally good.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like Venom Beasts that are on a 2-up.
Ooh.
Like with no AP at the moment, right?
Ooh.
Like, you know,
yeah, all those reliable AP
A1.
nothing. Just becoming...
You think about just like Flamer Beasts, you know? Like
Don't get me excited. Don't get me excited.
It's just so easy to trigger, so yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess we're doing reviews again. So out of 5?
Strength 5. That's so strong. It's so good, especially in the vacuum of Grimdark Future, where there are so many high armored things. Just you're suddenly making it that your assault grunts index well into tanks. Just yeah, that's a 5 for me. What about you?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think in the context of Alien Hives, it seems very strong. they don't have enough like AP2 and AP1 stuff. I guess they have access to a lot of AP1 ready things. Actually, I take that back. I'm gonna go with a 4.
Okay.
I think it is good. It depends on how much it's costed. If it's costed just like 1 AP, then it'll be fine. But having a lot of AP in an army is still scary. So yeah. I think instinctive being gone is totally whatever. I kind of like that rule, but like we said last time, it was a bit of a fluff fail. So
yeah, exactly. It is. Are we going to go for our fluff ratings as well?
Yeah, go on then. I mean,
so I'm going to go for it being kind of a high 3, so I'll stick to a 4, integers only, right? They are the sophisticated race that are built upon their society, and this is saying their society makes them stronger. So feels good and thematic, feels very strong. Those are my thoughts.
I want to give it like a 1, to be honest. I think like, why are they getting AP because they knew each other? Right? Is this like fucking, what's it, like clever girl moment, right? Like, yeah, like they never attack from the front, they attack from the side. Is
exactly,
that what it's supposed to be?
Together strong.
Yeah, I mean, sure. AP's a weird thing to give someone when they're next to their friends. You know, like my claws are sharpened by our allegiance. I don't know, man.
Well, if you think of it this way, strategically, someone else is being your spotter. They're saying, hey, attack them like this instead.
Can you imagine that in a melee brawl? I guess for like rangers, kind of, but even still, right? It's like, can you imagine like a little swarm next to you just being like, shoot him in the legs? You know?
We're thinking about it too hard.
With, like an enormous gun. These guys little pet fucking swarms that just like natter in his ear.
I love that. The idea of him being the big bully going around the playground and the swarms being, he's there going, ooh, I'm gonna smack you. The swarms around the back like, get him, yeah, get him.
There's like fucking 100 of them all over him. It's like the world's shittest like pirate parrot combo.
We're a few minutes in and we're already losing the plot. Battle Brothers, let's move to them. Army-wide special rule of fearless and can't be routed. Get rid of this. Too strong. I didn't mean to actually strike that through. That was just me not knowing how to use Adobe. That is such a strong rule. Fearless is already excellent. They already have Fearless. This is just making them even better. You cannot be routed in combat. Holy cow. How powerful that is. How much of OPR's brutality comes down through, well, I've just wiped this unit in combat.
Yeah. Obviously this does nothing against shooting, so it's, you know, but...
Well, it doesn't do nothing, you've still got Fearless.
Well, yeah, sure, but I mean, they can't be rounded, but it doesn't, you know, do anything. But yeah, definitely in melee, like, this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like we talk about having to like finish units off with ghostly undead. Right?
Yeah.
Like when you have undead rules, it's like you have lots of little guys kicking around. This does the same thing, right? Like routed is the best way of removing a unit from the board apart from just fucking killing them. So this does the same thing that undead does, except you don't lose your unit anyway. So like, yeah, you might still get stunned, but as long as you're around on round 4, you're still doing stuff. So
yeah. Little bit of change information about what's coming through for the sub-factions of Battle Brothers. Dark Brothers now get regen a 5-up against non-spell attacks. We already see this sort of language in the +1 defense against non-spell attacks, so that's quite interesting to see. I quite like that. They're going to be very, very resilient. Watch Brothers, no longer randomized, they're just veterans.
So this is talking about like the Empower ability they had as of last stream.
Okay.
This is just saying like we've been that off and we're back to where we are in current OPR. They just get +1s to hit and shoot and stuff.
They're going to be nice and good. Fearless and that. Can't be routed.
Yeah, basically. Right. This is like a mini cost saving because do they really need the 2-up of Fearless? They do need the 2-up of quality for the morale checks if they also have the Fearless thing. Probably not. It's probably an overspend. So this is just like buffing them in the right spots. And the Dark Brother thing is fine. I think we spoke about this last time. Like they used to have just a 6-up, did they?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like that. This is strong. If it's regen and can be countered, then it's whatever. If it's not regen, he said it was warded, which is the new name for regen. If it's counterable by stuff, then that's fine. I still don't think it's very much in line with what I see Dark Brothers as, but also I don't know where they come from like the Warhammer universe, so this might make sense for that. But at least for OPR Harvey, I'm like, they're ambush guys. Ambush at you guys. This has got nothing to do with that, but sure, whatever.
It's interesting. if this is an additional 5+ outside of regen, that's really, really, really strong.
Oh yeah, if you can stack it with regen, yeah, that will be scary.
That's going to be so scarily strong. But if it is going to be regen, then you can still be influenced by poison and rending. So, or well, he said poison's being renamed to Bane. So, yeah, that sort of stuff. We'll see how that one comes out in the wash. Otherwise, this isn't too much change from last time when we discussed this. I think it was power 4 from me and fluff 5, something like that.
I think I might have double 5 last time. If I didn't, maybe I was there other. Oh, it was because Eternal Dynasty still had their nonsense fearless thing, the 2-up thing, maybe. The 2-up into a 2-up. No, it was like a normal check into a 2-up fearless check.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they have anymore. I don't think he mentioned it. So yeah.
Oh, he mentioned they have something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, I think 5/5, right? Like, I'm very happy with this from a fluff perspective. Big brave boys shooting people, and it's very powerful. So yeah.
Yeah. Especially, I will be interested to see this Dark Brothers one, how it comes out, because round 1 ambush is just fun anyway. So that'll be good to see. Blessed Sisters, +1 AP within 12 inches when shooting, or within 6 inches when charging. So this is a worse version of the Alien Hives rule?
Basically, yeah. The one thing I don't understand about this, and I think, if I could summon Tano into this call right now, I'd like to give him this feedback. Charging is always 12 inches, so 6 inches is half charging range. Why is the shooting side not half shooting range? Because basically, if you've got flamers, you always get the +1 AP.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got like carbines, then they need to get a bit closer before you get it. But it's never within half, right? It's not. You need to be closer than normal. But the charging one definitely is. So the charging one is like weird because you don't get it when you ambush. How often are you within 6 inches when you charge one? Mostly just like counter charge, like they've charged you, you charge them, or following rounds after the first set of charges. So I see this being, I think it's quite hard to activate in melee. I think the shooting side of it is very easy to activate because it's effectively +1 AP within 18 inches. Because that's
you've always got the 6 inches there.
Whereas the other side is +1 AP within 6 inches. So the difference, like, one is literally a third of the range of the other one because of just the way the game works. So yeah, I think this is weird, and it's going to be like tough for like the melee side of Blessed Sisters to really feel their +1 AP, and especially as they look over Alien Hives and just see them like the buddy system giving them free AP whenever they want. Yeah.
On Blessed Sisters as well, who are quite cheap, and it is very easy to get a lot of units out on the board with them. This could just end up feeling worse than Alien Hives one, but if it's costed appropriately, that could still be fine, right? Just having a worse ability that's cheaper, you get more things.
Sure.
How are you feeling then about the power level of this?
This is like, I think the shooting like flamers thing with Blessed Sisters is very strong, so I think the left side of this rule carries it. So, and the right side will be occasionally useful, but to be honest, like, stack of 3 flamer sisters running up and blowing you up with AP2 flamers from 18 inches away is just so incredibly good that I'm going to give this a 4.
I'm going to give it a 3 because I think you're going to be paying for the 6 inches when charging thing on units that mostly don't use it. There is still the all walker strat, and maybe I'm a bit biased on this because I'm still perceiving sisters in the current sphere of having devout, which I presume is going. And if it is going, then I need to have a bit of a think. Assault Sisters suddenly getting better. It might be stronger, but for now I'm just not going that high. I'm going to keep it at a 3.
And then flavor wise, it entirely comes down to what he names it. Like, so many of these rules have been changed from interesting effects to basically you'll see the like 9 inches, 12 inches, and 6 inches probably another like 40 times in this list. A lot of them are very samey. A lot of them, like, they're like this but that, right? Like, that's how you'll describe them. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm playing. This is just like HDF but AP. This is HDF but plus whatever. That's how you'll tell your friends what it does. which I think is a shame. So I think flavor-wise, entirely comes down to the name. But as far as I'm concerned, like shooting things up close is that like fucking anything to do with religion?
Yeah, they worship the God Queen. I don't understand how this derives from their lore. It's a
Yeah, the
one
God Queen,
for me on that.
she gets hard when they get close. That's
An
basically
interest.
I mean,
I'm not going
I
to
read
edit
that on
that
the lore
out.
page. I read that on the lore page. Okay, you can go look at it. Okay, literally like the first line: the God Queen gets hard when you get close. That's
And
just how it works.
if you disagree with Harvey's interpretation of the lore, join our Discord server and let us know. We're very active in there, and we love to have your engagement.
What's it called? One page more. He's gonna
He's
go up
gonna
there in the
come
comment and be like, okay, I just need to clear up a couple of things. There's no mention of getting hard ever. Okay, like in none of the rules. Like, don't listen to this maniac.
Oh, react video from One Page More. Don't think, just charge. Psychopaths.
We should
Shout
do our
out
own
to
lore
One Page
series.
More. We should.
Just yeah,
No?
we should do the lore behind the abilities. You know,
Yeah.
just like just arbitrarily make up lore based on what the abilities are.
When you wonder
be
why
good.
this is a 75-minute video, folks, it's because Dave was too lazy to edit that out. One of the things, just quickly going back to the power of this in strategy, you were talking about 6 inches being half charge range. 12 inches is half of OPR's range. OPR is a 24-inch game in terms of its balance, in terms of its design. So I can see the 12-inch there comparing with the 6-inch. But yes, I agree.
It's 18 inches, right?
Yeah, it's not a linear game. It's a
Like no, but it's
At
like
least
it's
a
18
2D
inches, right? You get to move 6 inches, right? Like it's within 18 inches. The other one is within 6 inches. It's just like fundamentally, it's like nowhere near fair for the melee boys out there, right? Like especially with the burstings of OPR, you like, let's say I'm going to play a big ambush strategy. You come down round 2, and you do all your charges, and literally none of them get the bonus.
Yeah.
And your enemy just mults you as you've paid for this cost. So yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of feeling bad for the melee boys, my heart weeps. And yeah, the soapbox is packed away. It's in the garage. Custodian Brothers. Enemy units get -1 AP when shooting at over 9 inches. What the fuck? Just, why is this good? This is...
No, I think we're going to disagree here then. This is the dumbest possible rule to add to Custodians. Because assuming they keep heavy shield and regen, what the fuck do games against Custodians look like?
Yeah.
Right? You just happen to, like, you run a shooting list, right? And you're like, I've got AP2 on my guns, right? I'm going to be able to really punch a hole in something. No, you don't. It's going to do literally nothing to these guys. They're still on 2-ups. You're not going to be able to kill them before they reach you. Like, this is going to be so incredibly obnoxious to play against.
It's
right?
going
Like,
to
it's already
suck
bad
for
enough getting
both
-1.
sides, right? It's going to suck for both sides. Custodian Brothers, this heroic, noble, elite army. Yes, I'm going to... What am I going to do? Have really thick shields. That's what I'm going to have. Which, this isn't a rule that enhances my play experience with Custodian Brothers. This isn't something that I think I want to... If you look back at the other ones, Battle Brothers, fair enough. Similar situation, it's defensive only, but at least that one lets you play longer. This one does let you play longer, fair enough. But what do I want to do with this? What play style does this encourage? This encourages standoff. Custodians are a short-range army. They want to be quite close. But you get the benefit from it.
I think it's I've played with stealth so much because of playing Ghostly Undead, and this is exactly the same condition as stealth.
Yeah.
And if this was stealth, it would be just the dumbest thing ever. This is like stealth, and stealth goes off all the fucking time. And I think the thing to appreciate about this is what it basically means is if you're shooting at Custodians, you're incentivized to get within their charge range next turn. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, you have to be within 9 inches to get rid of this effect, and even if you have hit and run, you're still within 12 inches. Nice one, kiddo.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah,
your
this is a
Custodians
good
thing,
point.
you literally just attack them, and if they want to be at all effective at breaking through your shields, they have to get close enough for you to kill them next turn, and they're still on 2-ups, -1 potentially with heavy shield at this point, right? So you're like mega fucked because you're like, okay, I'll move within 9 inches, so I get 1 extra AP. It's like, okay, that's not made a massive difference. Their survivability even on AP4. So I think this is going to be obnoxious to play against, and I think Tanu must believe that Custodian players want to be tanky, which I think is a fair assumption.
It's a fair assumption.
Is built. But I don't think making things so incredibly tanky that they become unkillable is a fun and engaging playstyle to play against, right? Like it's like the undead thing, right? Like your like morale literally doesn't matter anymore. You'll suffer from that, whatever, right? Like I'm just gonna have guys on the board. There's nothing you can do about it. This is the same thing, right? Like how do you ever punch through custodians if you just unfortunately manage to bring a range list? How do you ever do anything to them before they get on top of you, right?
Yeah.
And then they're going to just completely destroy you because they're just, you know, they're built for melee and you've got a shooting list probably with CCWs with no AP. Like, I get the point. I think, unfortunately, this is boring. This is really boring.
It's really boring.
I think it's powerful.
For the people at home watching, between the two of us, guess who plays Custodians, guess who plays against Custodians.
Yeah, well,
I think it's really boring and it doesn't encourage fun playback loops. At least with take it to the top to the alien hives, right? I am in control of what's going on a bit more there because I'm trying to strategically move my pieces into position to get my thing. If I want to take a risk on spreading thin, I lose my thing. This is just, I get my thing for the first round of the game, and then I stand on an objective, and then, from your perspective, fair enough, this is a really good point, it's just not fun to play into. So yeah.
I think with shooting though, you like so many times do you get stealth, right? Like it's easy to think of these rules as like I charge the unit in front of me, they survive, they step back, they shoot me, or like I've now closed the gap so that I'm never gonna get that bonus again. But like shooting armies don't do that, right? They have like units over here and units over here, so like those units are fucked against this guy, right? And if that means that they have to clump up to get past your bonus, then you've already boxed them in and they haven't even started the game.
There's also the aspect of you stick your custodians on an objective, you just sit there, and your opponent has to come into you, which is what custodians want. Because if they stand away, they get -1 AP. They come in to try and take the objective, that's where you want them to be. They come in to ignore your shooting debuff, that's where you want them to be. So
yeah. You just think like fusion rifles, right? Like AP4, Deadly 3 is what you want against custodians.
AP2?
This changes that dynamic so much, right? Yeah, it turns into AP2. So they've got a 50-50 chance of succeeding against your Deadly thing. And if they're running regen as well, they already have the counter to Deadly in that. So, I don't know. Like, this seems the wrong direction to take custodians in. I think they're already, like, don't make skew lists more skew. Right, like this is insane.
Yeah.
Right, like don't like go like here's an unkillable monster, but at least you can bring AP. And now it's like here's an unkillable monster, and your AP matters less.
Yeah.
The one thing you could have done to bring it against custodians, well, let's make that even like let's cover that weakness even more. So
there is still the spells that give -1 to defense. So Blood Brothers. Oh, but the spell lists are getting reworked. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, power level. Where do you place this?
I think it is a 5 for me. I really do. I
Wow.
think this is a huge. I think this is a huge design mistake, like a massive one.
Do you think that, in the context of Custodian Brothers, it's a 5, or is that kind of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you put this on something else, it's absolutely.
You put this on Blessed Sisters, and it's shite. Yeah. Okay.
They're already capped at 2 defense, right? So if there's a +1 defense, it would technically be better, but it basically doesn't matter because AP is the only thing that's reducing their defense. So. Yeah, I think this is a 5, and I would really question the amount of games Tano's played against custodians.
Fair enough.
Like, genuinely, right? Like, he can't have played every single army in the game. He can't be, like, playing all the time. He's got a whole day job. He's CEO of the company, whatever, right? This seems tone deaf.
Tano, come to the UK and play some games with us. I'll show you how custodians feel to play against.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a 5, but I am willing to be persuaded. I was going to go for a 3, but you make a good argument. I'll keep it at a 4 in the context of custodians. Mostly, though, flavour, fail. Is custodians' thing that they have really thick shields? No, it's that they're heroic and noble. Yeah. And if you put them next to the Battle Brothers, who literally can't be routed, these gene-modded psychopaths who are hyper-elite run away. And the Battle Brothers don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying take it away from the Battle Brothers, because it's great there. But let's have something a bit juicier, is what I'm kind of on there.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost like to see custodians get the human Inquisition treatment and just make them fucking expensive, right? Like, give them the skipping turns thing, make them super elite, right? Like, make them be able to play around the fact they've got low activations instead of this crap. We'll get to human Inquisition in a second, but yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't see it. And like, yeah,
A lot of discussion over 8 words. Let's move on to the DAO. Right. The DAO Union, +1 to hit when shooting over 12 inches. Now, there are a lot of impassioned DAO Union players in the world who have all been looking for something. +1 to hit when shooting over 12 inches. Ignoring the fact that there are shotguns in DAO Union that are exactly 12-inch guns that are now pointless. Hey, at least we've avoided the pitfall of flamers missing out on anything here, which is kind of good. I'm a bit meh on this, but I just think that's because I'm too much of a custodian player, really. It's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good outcome for DAO players. I think what they want is a long-range shooting army. I mean, I literally suggested this in the last video, right? Like, one of the things I said was, like, give them bonuses over 12 inches. So, I have to now advocate for that because it came from this brain up here that's just so clever, such a genius designer.
Well done.
One of the things I've ever said has been added to the game.
If I was better at editing, I'd edit a good boy hat onto you right now.
Thank you. Yeah, just put it on the screen. Just like we can do some AI shit. This is good for DAO Union. I think you're right about shotguns. That's a shame. I would like to see DAO Union get an aura that gives them bonus to range, akin to
that would be sweet.
Eternal Dynasties.
Yeah,
then I think they'd be able to play that a bit better. They do get carbines, which are basically just shotguns at 18-inch ranges anyway.
Yeah, I'm just looking at them now.
I think they need more shooting. Like I think their units need updating as well, because I think the shooting they have is kind of whatever. Like the battle suits are. They just have like really weird upgrades and stuff. So
I know why they have their upgrades in the way that they do. It's because of derision from other tabletop war games, which apparently exist. Yeah. But it is just, this is an army that could do with a bit of TLC, I think. But this goes a way towards it. I hope DAO Union players, you are happy to have heard this. And it's kind of interesting because this is a counter to stealth, which would have sucked for DAO Union players in the past. And then against non-stealth armies, it is just, obviously, it's better. It's a big +1. My concern remains, as ever, getting onto the objectives. So you have to play a different style of game. You have to play that final turn move if you want to maximum leverage this ability. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll also have to see if Good Shot goes. So he did mention that Good Shot is becoming +1 to hit instead of shooting at quality 4.
Okay.
Bad Shot's becoming -1. So if that sticks around on some of their units, then this stacking with that's nice. And then obviously spotting lasers were mentioned. So if they're around, then maybe this could become like a big old I just always roll 2-ups army.
Which point is super sweet. Yeah, there is that huge point of context of, especially if it is. So we've got, I'm looking here at a recent DAO list I made, which is loads of grunt squads and spotter squads, all qual 5. If they are good shot, qual 4 shooting, this qual 3 shooting, and any spotting lasers whatsoever, we're in a nice spot. Yeah. They are doing very effective shooting. Right.
Yeah.
So
like in terms of strength, this is just straight down the middle. I think this is a 3. I think it is interesting gameplay wise because it means you have to choose your targets, and sometimes that won't be the target in front of you, right? Sometimes the best thing to activate won't be the thing that's right in front of the thing that you want to kill, right? It'll be something else, which gives a bit of strategic depth.
Yeah.
Strength wise, I mean, a +1 to hit is a +1 to hit. It's good. It depends what it's moving you from. If you move from a 5 to a 4, then that's fine. I think moving from a 4 to a 3 is when you really start to get that kind of like juicy reliability from your shots, and you start to get over those break points where it's like, I'm now hitting a reliable enough amount of shots to kill the unit instead of just, mortally wounded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you on the 3. I think I'm ready to be persuaded to a 4 in context of that point of, if good shot is +1 to hit, spotting lasers are there, this could be a consistent 2+3+ shooting army. That could be very exciting to see. I'm gonna, because of spotting laser and because I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna let my opinion be a 4 on this one on strength. So yeah, I think it's quite good, maybe in context. Is it as good as the Battle Brothers one? Maybe not. So maybe it is a 3.
Yeah, if you want a shooting army, this is the thing to give them.
Yeah.
It is the only thing that would be better than this is what orcs have, lol. Which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a mo. Where are you on flavour for the DAO Union?
Oh, this is great. Yeah, I mean, if DAO are just Tau, then sure, yeah, great. I've not read their deep lore.
Oh, here you go.
But
Let me just read this to you. The DAO Union is a coalition of aliens equipped with advanced weapons and drones. Their armies rely on advanced ranged weaponry and mobility to keep enemies at bay. We are halfway there. Advanced ranged weaponry.
Yeah, no mobility.
No mobility.
But yeah, so I mean, I heard what you said. Their weapons get hard for being far away, is what I heard. So this is a 10 out of 10. This is 10 out of 5 for lore.
10
the
out of
deepest
5.
lore, the fluffiest fluff. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I mean, does long range mean you shoot better further away? Weird circumstance where a weapon would do that. But we're not here to talk about mechanics of imaginary guns. This is a 5.
I'm going with 4. I just want mobility, that's why. And to disagree with you, most importantly. Let's move on to the Dark Elf Raiders. Big fan of this one. Hit and run after moving and melee. Shooting and melee. A 3-inch move after shooting or melee.
This is dog shite.
I like it.
I mean,
it's not great.
Really fucking cool.
It sounds cool.
It's like,
you know when it's good? It's good in one exact instance, which is when you wipe a unit out in melee and you suddenly move 6 inches.
Yeah, which still might not be enough. I don't know.
Compare this to Elven Jesters and it sucks.
If this turns Dark Elf Raiders into a shooting army, sure. If they continue along their kind of like strong melee route, this is bad. This is like the best use case for this is you wipe out a unit and the 6 inches means you get to go behind cover.
Yeah.
That's the cover, line of sight, block, or whatever, right? But the problem you have is getting there now, right? Because Army Wide Fast has been removed, all your units are moving 4 inches less. So moving 3 inches after you've got to the damn thing is like a kick in the teeth more than anything else, right? Like, woo, well done. You did the melee. You finally got there. You lost half your units on the way there. So
one of the things that's going to be a pain in the arse for Dark Elf Raiders players is they think that this is incredibly clever, charging into combat and dancing back 3 inches, trying to get outside of a charge range of your enemy, thinking, brilliant, strategic and tricksy, and forgetting that in the most recent rules change, it was made that you must base your opponent if possible.
Yeah.
So you're going to be locked into a charge that you don't want to make and then unable to move because of the rules.
To wrap or something stupid. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that is power 2. They're not shooty enough currently. They need more shooting.
Yeah, I mean they had army wide poison, so I presume they're going to get Bane instead.
No,
so
he said that's going. He said army wide poison and rending is
Bane
going.
Is not poison, right? Is not regen? Is that the thing?
Oh, I thought it was. I thought he just said
whatever it is. I imagine they'll get the non-regen version.
Okay.
Of poison, right? Because he said he wanted to get rid of army wide anti-regen.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine that's what's happening here. So they'll still be shitty reroll 6s, and they will not be able to move fast now either. I don't know. I think this is a massive nerf to Dark Elf Raiders. I just don't see
losing fast. Yeah, this can be the problem. If they had fast and this, we'd be in a different conversation, I think, because obviously that would just be a buff. But yeah. A 1 from Harvey, a 2 from me. Dwarf Guilds. When they pass a morale check, they get a bonus to defense checks. We had to have a bit of a clarification on this. I thought he said in the stream +2 to defense checks.
Yep.
But you said it was a +2 defense checks because of some interpretation about the fantasy dwarves later. It's an interesting point to discuss, though.
So for now, we think it's +2.
Yeah, we think it is +2.
Yeah. And to be honest, like if it was +1, I think it wouldn't be good enough.
I think it would suck.
+2 is kind of interesting. I don't know. The interesting thing about this is it's a bonus to defense checks, right? Which means that if you pass 2 morale checks, you're effectively on like -1 for AP purposes.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts them in a weird space where they like almost want to be charged and lose melee
one
combats
thing.
by a really small amount.
Yeah.
You know, like that they would love that because it immediately makes them significantly more tanky, which I guess makes playing against them a bit more like I need to be certain about my charges. Is this good? It makes for a very scary army. I will be fascinated. We've said this a lot, to know how this is costed.
Yeah.
Because if this is undercosted, it's going to be so obnoxious playing against dwarves, right?
Yeah.
Like
So
even
about
I think even at half strength, right?
another
like, even
army
after
that you
taken
just
half of it.
can't clear out the last couple of models, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if some of their units keep fearless and stuff, but stuff like the elites who are 3/3s, I think they have fearless. Like they lose a morale check. Like if I'm sorry, they pass a morale check, which they're
They
fearless and
pass,
3 ups, they're likely to. Then all of a sudden you might be dealing with like a 1-up save, and then AP1 is doing nothing against that, and they're really hard to move, and then they're still there at the end of the game.
The Berserkers are fearless as well currently.
Yeah, and obviously they're going to lose lots of combats because the second they charge, they're just like limp noodles. So yeah, this could get out of hand pretty quick. But I also think the +1 version is crap. Yeah. So
this
is not enough. +2 might be too much.
This is a lose less mechanic. Because typically when you're taking morale checks, you've lost combat or half your unit to shooting. There's the niche one where you both do 0 damage in combat and the opponent has fear. But that is one of the least common occurrences for taking a morale check. Yeah, on some of the units in the Dwarf roster, this will be a real toss-up. The Dwarf Warriors base have, I'm looking down here because I'm looking at my phone, quality 4 plus no fearless. But you are quite right to point out that some of the units in the army do have fearless, at which point it's really strong. Because, well, really strong. Again, you still have to hit those criteria to be in a position to take a morale check. It's going to be interesting to see how it's costed. It's going to be difficult. In principle, a lose less mechanic is less fun and less enjoyable, and dwarves will feel like they're getting nothing until they start to lose models. And then when they're losing models, it kicks in, so it's a bit bittersweet. So the feels base of this makes me think, but the +2 defense, if it is +2, that might just make it feel all the more worthwhile.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing here is that it opens up a lot more I don't attack back.
Yeah.
Going on, right? Like someone charges you do 1 wound. Yeah, like I just want to attack back. I've got a 3-up into a 4-up. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because it's when you pass morale checks, it's like a lesser version of lose less, right? Where it's like you've kind of like lost a bit, but you've kind of like come out on top because you passed a morale check, and like the morale checks are going to happen in the game. So like it's not necessarily like you're losing if you're taking morale checks, like because they're inevitable. But yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. I think it stands a chance, kind of like Custodians, of just being like, we don't need more tankiness in the game, right? Like that was exactly what kept Ghost of the Undead so strong. It was like they didn't care about morale, and they had like a 6/6, so they didn't care about AP. Well, this could end up going in that direction as well, right? Like they just have so much +2s, right? But yeah, we'll see. I think this is okay. I like this. Is this a fluffy thing? I don't know. I can't remember. Like I thought they were greedy miners. So like once again, we're not quite at the fluff thing. Like Grudge doesn't do it. This doesn't really do it. So yeah, it's fine.
So on rules power, where are you putting this on a scale of 1 to 5?
So hard to judge.
It's so hard to judge this one.
Yeah, because like we'll see it later, but there's a Robot Legion one's coming up where it's like one of their rules is if they don't get fully destroyed, this is like that, right? You need to not be fully destroyed, and OPR is quite deadly. So I think the one thing this does do is it pushes Dwarf Guilds towards a more elite playstyle where they have more durable units that can fail morale checks and be fine.
Slayers.
Yeah, don't know. I guess a more fearless playstyle. If they still have fearless on these units, I don't know.
Yeah, if they lose fearless,
I'm going to go with
thing.
yeah. I'm going to go with just like a hard 3 on this one. I think it stands just because it's like a conditional version. It's like a more strong but conditional version of what Custodians have. Like it's harder to get online. It's not online at the start of the game. So I think the Custodian one is really strong because it's online at the start of the game because OPR is bursty. Whereas this is like comeback mechanic almost. Yeah, it would be definitely interesting playing against Dwarf Guilds with this, because it would be a real, like, I'm winning early and then all of a sudden I can't damage any of your units.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So-
but also, like, if they fail the morale checks, then they're literally just limp and stunned and die.
Deployment on this is going to be interesting. If they keep fail us on the handful of units now, then we're in a point of it being stronger. But there's an opportunity for some roster development here. Give them the handout +1 to morale checks banner. Something like that to make it so that you can build your army and play your army in a way that's more likely to make your army rule happen. That would be quite interesting. In the current situation,
this one.
yeah, we'll have to see what the boost is.
The boost this one could be something absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Like, it could be.
We'll stick it to a 3 at the moment on the power level. On fluff, so on the actual written Dwarf Guilds lore, this is like a 1. But hey, who doesn't love an angry dwarf just saying, "How dare you? How dare you touch me?" So I'm going to give it. I'll give it the benefit of a doubt of a 2.
Right. Well, I'm going to give it a 1 because I'm not so soft. You know, I'm hard hitting facts. This is a 1. What the fuck is this crap? just give us something to do with money, mate. Just something to do with money and mining, and you know, I don't know. Like the way these rules have been changed to be more simplistic and more like minor. No pun intended. Is just like, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen unique and interesting things for each army. They don't need to be complex, but they just need to be unique and interesting. As a point of reference, the other day I was talking to Dave, and we were talking about the Dwarf Guilds grudge one that they had previously, and I was like, I bet if I just copy and paste the Dwarf Guilds lore into ChatGPT and tell it to generate me an OPR army rule, it will do a better job than this. And it just came up with one where, like, taking objectives gives bonuses, and I was like, yeah, greedy miners take objectives, get bonuses. Like, sick, cool, right? Every time they capture an objective, they get +2 to their defense or whatever it was. I was like, okay, like, why are we getting this shit? Why are we getting this? So, I mean, this at the time was grudges, not this, but yeah.
This right here is Harvey's application as a designer. Hire me, I use GPT.
Yeah, I mean, I know that AI is very controversial in the world right now, but like, it's a great tool, and like, I cannot begin to understate how stressful it must be designing, like, whatever it is, like 25, 26, 30, whatever it is, different army mechanics. And you know, that's more than a one-person job, and that's what AI exists to do for you, right? Like, just throw ideas around. It's like a brainstorming tool.
Yeah. Or
I'm not trying to replace Tano.
Or Tano, come and talk to us. You know, we can be your friends.
That's true. I'll type it into ChatGPT for you.
I
so
will
you can
rewrite the Custodian's rule to be this army.
Sure you will,
when it rolls a dice, you win the game. That'll do.
Yeah, yours will be extra
Loki.
long swords. They can melee attack from 18 inches away. It's telescopic swords.
Army-wide, super,
Like,
very
you know,
fast.
like the old lightsabers. You get.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
The old telescopic lightsabers. As long as you go like as you spin them around, that'd be sick. So we need to add that technology to minis, right? It's on a little spring, so if you move them, it goes like zoom, 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 zoom.
No, then we just get slinky minis.
It'd be perfect.
Speaking of things that are funny when you push them downstairs, the Elven Jesters are here. 3-inch move at the start of their activation. Now, we love teleport. I really love teleport. This is a mini teleport. I'm excited to see this. Suck it, Dark Elf Raiders. This is what you wish you had.
Yeah.
There's not much more to add, really.
No, I don't even think this is very strong, but it's yeah. I mean, Elven Jesters are lined up to be what Dark Elf Raiders currently are. They currently basically overlap in how they play.
Yeah, they do.
Both want to get in front of your face and blow things up. They're both kind of following the same like theme, I guess. So yeah, one of them's going to get something better. Elven Jesters got it this time.
Yeah.
They don't have the heavy transport thing, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Dark Elf Raiders might end up becoming an ambush army. Maybe that'll solve that problem.
Maybe that'll solve it. This is a really simple one to talk about. I think it's going to be a 3 on the strength, really. Just, again, right down the middle. If it was full teleport, this would be like a 4 or a 5. But on a 3-inch move at the start of the activation, if they keep stealth, furious, dodge, they're probably going to lose something. They're losing fast, we know that much.
I think they're not getting a better version of stealth. Is that not? Because Is there not like a -1 thing that they're getting? Like everything's being combined together?
That'd be good.
I think that was the thing.
Make stealth unconditional.
Like, yeah, he said he was talking about like combining some of the rules together. So like unless he does like the 9-inch in range and
there's already
melee
the
thing, I don't know.
fantasy rats have smoke bombs,
Yeah.
is it? Evasive, something like that.
That's what I thought they were getting, but maybe not. I can't remember what he said anyway. This is whatever.
A 3. As for its
Excitement, I think this is 0.
Excitement 0.
No, what in terms of strength, it is worth noting that this is now the highest mobility army-wide thing, right? Like fast doesn't exist army-wide anymore, so these are now the best army-wide speed thing. So it's like in the context of everything else getting nerfed, this is good.
Yeah. And then, so I'm going to keep doing this when trying to pitch the lore, just reading the first paragraph of what's on the lore page. The Elven Jesters are extravagantly dressed warrior entertainers who serve anyone willing to employ them. They're clad in light armour, which allows them to move swiftly over the battlefield to deal deft blows with close-range weapons. Okay, yeah, this is a flavour 3. In exactly that scope of everyone is losing fast. These guys being the zoomy ones, they get at least a 3 on that.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were mercenaries though. Why haven't we got something about money? This is the Dwarf Guilds problem again. No, I'm joking. I give it a 4 then. Yeah, happy with that flavour.
Lovely. Elven Jesters. Yeah. I'm excited for them. I like Elven Jesters.
Yeah.
The Eternal Dynasty. This sounds like the Grudge one from the Dwarves, just shifted. When a unit is killed, place a marker on the unit, and everyone gets +1 to hit it. Talking about lose less mechanics on the Dwarves, here's a crap one. This sucks. I just hate this.
So the place where I see this being okay, which makes it better in Eternal Dynasty than it was in Dwarves, is that Eternal Dynasty have like 3 or 4 units called like Cyber Lizards and Cyber Birds and Cyber Beast. And the Cyber Lizards are literally just 5/5 scout crap. I think getting those guys, getting a stack of those and just turn 1 charging things that are going to make them die. And if they don't attack back, then you just win combat. That seems pretty powerful, just like getting a +1 immediately on the units. And I think they're cheap as well, these Cyber Lizards.
Yeah, I seem to recall.
So I can see it being slightly better in Eternal Dynasty than it was otherwise. And thematic-wise, it makes a bit more sense, I guess. But,
yeah.
I mean, our same complaint, right? It is a lose less mechanic. Like the time when you want +1 to hit the most is the start of the game, which is why that Cyber Lizard thing might work. It's not after your units have started dying. You need the +1 slightly less then because you've got less firepower.
This makes one of my biggest issues with this is it makes doubling up units worse because you want your units to die. So you want to take multiple small units instead, but that then will force you into having some really big ones, which you won't get the value out of for them until they're dead or until other things have started to die. It's a pretty negative spiral. Similarly, only the thing that kills the thing receives the +1 to hit buff against it. So
no, that's not true anymore. This is everyone gets +1 to hit it.
Everyone gets +1 to hit that unit that killed your unit.
Oh, sure. So I thought you meant, yeah. Okay.
Only, yeah. So
yeah.
If I launch up my Cyber Lizards, I've got to like ping it into combat on something important. But what happens if it's Battle Brothers and they decide not to strike back and it's a tide or a lost combat for them and they don't care and they can just shrug it off? And then they pick a low-value target and they hit the Cyber Lizards. And then what do we care about? Getting everyone to have +1. Also, everyone having +1 on 1 unit. We kill that unit and we've lost this bonus. We've traded off a unit for a unit-ish. Yeah, this is a big fat L for me. On my power rating for this, it's like a barely a 1. Barely scrapes into the positives.
Yeah, I think assuming that they get the thing that Dwarves had before, which was the active mark version of this, we spoke about it in the last one of these. Assuming they get that on top of this, then I think that does bring it back slightly, because I think just like a target that you can go like, okay, literally everyone gets +1 to hit on this for the rest of the game. Okay, next turn, this guy, like that's good. But yeah, like as far as we know, based on the stream we saw, let's yeah, this is not very good. I don't think it's not very exciting. It's not very fun to play with. I don't think, and I think it encourages like just bringing crap like cyberlisms and yeeting them up the board, which is not like very engaging. If someone wants to do like a big Ninja Walker list, which we've literally seen people do, this is going to disappoint them. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 1.
Yeah. Could be interesting if we get these markers in, then it could be a bit better. Flavor, this is closer to like the 4 for me. The honorific faction, the samurai sci-fi analog. Wow, that's hard to say. The samurai sci-fi analog getting angry when you kill one of their honored units. That's a 4 for me.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. 4.
Let's go on to the Gobbos. Also, he showed concept art for the Goblin minis. That's going to be really, really fun to see. +1 to hit when within 9 inches of another friendly unit. Alien Hives 1, but for +1 to hit. And this is as well what you were saying earlier, Harvey, about being able to translate it to your mates and saying this is this unit, this faction's rule, but in this way, Goblins is Alien Hives, but with +1 to hit. All of the conversation about Alien Hives applies here in terms of how to strategically deploy it. With the extra bit of Goblins are a hardy army, so this should be quite easy to trigger.
Yeah, it's now +1 to hit. They're losing their cyber eyes, he said, so they don't have the range thing. So this is basically replacing that. But it also is a melee, and as we saw in the Goblin Reclaimers review, they have quite a strong melee.
Yeah, they do.
They still have the best scouting unit in the game with shotguns, but obviously this is not stacking on top of that already 4+. So they're only going to get to 4+ with that. This is fine. I think because Goblins have got low quality and no morale mitigation, it makes it harder to take advantage of. I don't think they have very good long range shooting. Whereas like there's quite a bit of fearless in Alien Hives, so they're more likely to be sticking around, especially with their swarms and stuff. Goblins don't really have that. There'll be lots of like just double stacked units and hope that they live, which I think is good. Like we said before, like a +1 to hit is good because you get at the start of the game. So yeah, I think this is fine. I'd be interested to see if they lost their once per game load shit into your gun and get a +1 to hit thing. I presume this is instead of that. But if they're also losing cyber eyes, then this seems like okay, we've lost like quite a lot here.
This is going to be another one of the context matters when considering the power, and you're exactly right about that. I think it's good thematically, but I think in terms of power, I'm going to keep this at a 3 because of the Goblin army list as it currently stands.
Yeah, I think for Alien Hives, it's buffing an already strong list. For Goblins, the list is okay. I think +1 hit is strong, so I'm actually going to give this a 4. But yeah, I'm not thrilled by this. I think the weird thing about this is like being the 9-inch middle of the unit means that if you charge 12 inches, it's kind of harder to do that.
There's a chance you just charge outside of range.
Yeah, which isn't always going to happen, but it's fine, I guess. With ambushing, you probably are going to be fine. But yeah, I think this is fine. In terms of fluff, Goblin Reclaimers lore buff. Tell me what the Goblin Reclaimers lore says.
Goblins are diminutive creatures using salvage technology, strange munitions, and sheer weight of numbers. I think, just on that first sentence, we'll leave it as a 4. You want to have a horde strat?
They didn't say anything about clever girl, but yeah, so it's a 4, I guess.
Oh, if only. That would change that film quite nicely. So the Goblins, 3 and a 4 on the power rating, and a 4 and a 4 on the lore rating.
Fluff.
Havoc Brothers. He said there's been a slight change to this one, I think. But I really like the way that this rinses out. On a 2+, you get +1 to your AP, or on a 1, enemies get +1 AP versus you. So I think this is one of the examples of it being maybe army-wide previously, and now it's on a unit-by-unit basis. I like this.
No, I think this is all these are the universal rules. They still have this. It's just army-wide. I think this is crazy strong. I think just having like 99% of the time, I know that's not how maths works, but it basically is on a 2-up. You get +1 AP. That's crazy strong, right? Like this is just the Alien Hives one again, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if you look at the list, they have loads of really high attack,
like
model units, and this gives them AP. That sounds sweet.
I
Right,
want
like
to
the
know.
classic, like what claw spam ambushing thing. They all get +1 AP now, right? Like +1
Yeah,
AP
the
and running. That's
Raptors.
a really good profile. Yeah. So
He says he's removed army-wide fast. Do Lusts still get it? That's what I want to know, because this with Lust and this with War, hello, I'm going to be excited to see that.
I think they still have that. I think that was one of the things he mentioned. I think last time he was saying. I know he didn't mention them last time, did he?
He
No,
talked about
did.
the gods having names. He talked about the lore behind the gods. But I can't remember what he said about
Yeah,
the armies.
because he did say he was removing armor fast, so I think it's safe to assume that it would be gone. But maybe that's like removing armor fast from everything but Lust, because that makes sense. Like later on, he mentions how every army got two things. They got a rule and a weapon thing or something, and how Lust got two rules, and he wanted to remove Overload, which makes you think that like keep fast. So in the video we did last time about this, he said that whatever the demons get, the Havoc Bros will get. And I think later down this list, he talks about Lust having two things, and he was removed one of them. So I presume the other thing is fast. So I think it's safe to assume that they are still there. So yes, you can do the +1 AP crazy melee list with Lust Havoc Bros and be happy about it now.
Excellent. Strength, this is a 5 for me. You're skipping the hoops that you have to jump through with Alien Hives to get your AP. And as you say, you're going to get it 99% of the time, asterisk 5/6 of the time, on a unit on a round by round basis. I think this is a 5.
Yeah, I think also like +1 AP against a unit that's just activated is a trap for your opponent. It's not always.
Yeah.
Look at the unit is usually activated, but like most of the time they should be attacking things that haven't already activated. Now that's simplified the game enormously. You're not trading 1-for-1 the whole way through, right? Like split targeting, all that kind of stuff. But yes, I think this is a really, really good rule. I think this is a 4. But yeah, this is good. And in terms of fluff, I think this is actually a pretty decent fluff. He talks about it being like their bargain with the Havoc gods, which is like, yeah, I guess so, right? Like most of the time it's good for them, but occasionally it's a little shafting. Yeah, I give it a 5 as well. I don't know what I gave it last time. I hope it was a 5.
I'm with it on the fluff of a 5. Also, back to the strategic point. It is another thing to change in your decision tree. If you activate a unit, so presuming this is when you activate a unit, you roll the dice rather than starting the round for everyone.
I think it is, yeah.
If it is when you activate a unit, roll the dice, you then find out it's -1 AP rather than +1 AP, you can change your mind. You can move out of the way. You can withdraw and come back for another day. So
yeah, and you can delay activating your tanky units, knowing that they will be more tanky if you don't fuck up the roll, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am nice, excited for some Havoc fun.
Yeah, and also just like shooting, right? +1 to AP.
Yeah.
Usually shooting is really good, right? Like, yeah, it gives them really nice, solid profiles. I think they get like a noise cannon or something that gives them 4 attacks.
Oh,
I think the Havoc shooting is better than the normal ones, but yeah. No, even the other ones, but I think it's not called noise, it's called like, I don't know, it's like a 24-inch A4 rending gun or something.
Reaper cannon on the Lust supports. 24-inch A4 AP1.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. So this, like, 24-inch 4 attacks AP2, and that thing can go in the base units as well. That's already like a pretty decent shooting profile, so.
Well, what I'm thinking about is the base brothers. I am just quickly flicking through now, but you've got things like the Lust cultists in here that have all got 24-inch A1 rifles on Qual 5. Just making those AP1 is huge. You can change them to be A2, AP nothing in melee, giving that AP1 is monstrous. That in the context of the war, Havoc Brothers as well.
I think Change become a really scary army with this as well, because they have 18-inch A2 warp guns at the moment.
They're warp, yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically AP1, and then this gives them AP1 on top of that. And that is staying. He said it's being renamed. Warp is like stealth is being renamed to warp for them, and warp is becoming something else.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that makes really strong stuff. So like, AP is a good buff, straight up. Yeah. Right, especially in GDF where you're literally always going to get use out of at least 1 AP.
If in GDF where you're me and you always forget to put AP in your armies as well.
You're not forced to.
Yeah, exactly. This covers my weakness. Lovely. Havoc Brothers, we're excited to see you. High Elf fleets, you get half fast, +1 inch on advance and +2 inch on charge and rush moves. How boring. This is just nerfing the High Elf fleets.
I actually don't know if this is a nerf or not. Obviously, it looks like one because it's reducing their speed, but I think actually making them cheaper would do them a bit of a favour.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think to an extent, like, it depends how much they get reduced. But stuff like shifters never wanted to be fast in the first place, right? They're very happy just doing what they're doing, right? So this makes shifters cheaper. Like High Elves just aren't a melee army, and so really they've only lost like 1 inch of movement, which is not a lot.
Shifters don't have fast, just
They're not.
my alarm bells, my spidey senses were tingling there. Shifters don't have fast. They just have teleport.
Army-wise.
They don't have fast.
Wow. Shocking.
Yeah, there you go. But yes,
shifters
it's still
don't
that
get any
point.
cheaper. Unless of course they actually now get this, then at which point then yes they are getting more expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see.
We'll see how that
I
goes.
think this is fine. It's not as exciting at all, and it's not fun. And it's it's such a small amount that we'll have to see what happens with it.
Yeah, it is such a small amount. I think in terms of power, I appreciate what you're saying. It's a fair point about the whole army's going to get cheaper. Hallelujah for the calculator on that one, but at the same time, I think I'd rather be fast when you're such... High Elf fleets are a really hard army to play, because you punt yourself up the board to do your thing, and then you die. You have to play so carefully with them. Maybe it's a stealth buff then, actually, yeah.
Maybe it's a stealth buff.
I'm going to keep it a very flat 2 in terms of power.
Yeah, movement is strong. This is tiny amount. I mean, like, in fantasy, where a musician could be quite impactful because it means you can set up a charge that can't be countercharged. It's great. In GDF, I don't know if that's as applicable. And I also don't know if High Elf fleets have a good enough melee list to make that worthwhile.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We'll keep it there. And as for flavour, I think I'll let it pip into a 4 on the flavour, because High Elf fleets are meant to be lithe and agile and all of that jazz. They're not very lithe and agile, and it sucks if Lust keep fast for them. But we'll be optimists here. We'll keep it at a 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess if their flavour is being agile elf people like the rest of them, then yeah, 4.
Lovely. Human Defence Force. This, he says, has been changed. Last time he discussed the rule, I don't know if it was called Coordinate, but letting units double activate, which is, it seemed like that could be quite powerful. I like the sound of this change here, and I especially like the way he pitched it, which is, that human spirit. When you're all together, you get the Alien Hives thing, but for morale, which, I like the theme of that one. And now you make Coordinate a hero rule. I presume this will be an aura, so a choose one.
Yep.
That sounds good. That sounds like a really good application for it, especially because if the hero's stay is about 30 points, getting specific access to this Coordinate rule will be so sweet.
Yeah, I think so. The +1 to morale thing is kind of nice because it feeds itself, right? Like, if you've got better morale, you're more likely to have more units around, and more units around means that you get to keep this buff.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean when things start to fall apart, they really fall apart. But I think, +1 to morale is nice enough. The Coordinate thing is interesting because he said he was removing, like, Take Aim's ability to target other units, and it's now just like an aura.
Yeah. Which sucks.
He said that last time. Which sucks. So this is like the only way of interacting with the units now, and it's decent-ish way. I think the strength of Coordinate was the fact that you had it on literally everyone, and you could like do this like oppressive thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is now. I think like double scout shotguns, double Coordinate seems pretty good. Like blow ups on a flank. I don't know.
If you win the dice roll, wow, with that double, that's a nice little idea there.
But then you're not taking Take Aim instead, so you rather just have the Take Aim on one unit. I don't know. I think competing with Take Aim makes it much harder to value.
Yeah.
And actually, how much value is there in activating early, given that you now have to activate a unit that's got a hero in it?
Yeah.
like how like because going like big tank is obviously very strong, but going like man in unit of grunt robots into big tank.
Here's the thing, right? So if this coordinate rule is a choose one, knocking out, take aim, knocking out, what was it called? The advanced tactics thing. He also said he's reducing advanced tactics. RIP.
Yeah, double time.
Yeah, RIP double time. What is the kick? What used to be a really scary 1-2 punch is now your first jab is kind of like a little bit of a wet handshake. Like a hero and grunt robots going forward, pinging something once, then the big thing comes in. It's less powerful for sure. The question is now, is it powerful enough?
Like, if you could activate things in transports, it would be good, but you can't, right? Because you can't target things in transports. So you can't go like airplane, blah blah.
Yeah.
Right. You have to go airplane, man, which is not as good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then field radio makes it an 18-inch one. Sure.
Field radio is still the same thing that we talked about in our HDF video. Go back and check it out. That both units have to have it. Naff.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Because I presume you don't have to give this guy field radio. But like, I just don't see a use case for that.
Yeah. The slam dunk here on your design is make field radio expand your +1 morale buff to 18 inches, not expand coordinate.
I mean, maybe it does as well. Like, it would be weird if it was just buffing a hero aura that's completely optional. I don't know what. Like, maybe field radio buffs all their auras by 9 inches. That would be pretty sweet.
That'd be sweet, yeah.
But I think that's the way it needs to go for it to be an interesting thing to include.
Let's focus on the +1 to morale. Where do you place that in the strength?
I mean, my eternal concern when I see stuff like this is like buffing the morale of crap stuff.
Yeah.
So it encourages like, okay, we just make it like a massive fuck off horde army. Like, you know, just like 1 million recruits. Why not? They cost like 50 points, right? Like, you just get like just like 20 stack banners, this, and you just like march them on the board, and they become this like blob of wounds, which I don't think is a good thing for the game. Obviously, it's not like, and then they probably they have undead right now as an aura. Maybe they get to keep it, right? All of a sudden, you've got this like unholy blob of morale mitigation. So maybe that's bad. But I think strength-wise, bonuses to morale are good. Depends how expensive it's going to be, because it could be like a massive, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
you're hitting on the point here, right?
This makes morale, like, it's not as good as Fearless. Yeah. Because Fearless obviously is a reroll, but this is still good.
Morale good. Morale in context of HTF, kind of fine. Their tanks are still quality 4+ with no fear mitigation. Their units are majoritively quality 5 or worse. They've got a couple of qual 4s. Yeah, this is the sort of thing. I put this as strength 3 because it's HDF. If this was the rule for... Please don't make it. But if this was the rule for Custodians, this would be better, because now they're really going effing nowhere. But because it's HDF, I think we're at a 3.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to push up to a 4, because I think morale is strong. When this works, it really works, and it's frustrating to play against. And then coordinate being a hero rule is disappointing, I think, but it's like the only solution to the problem, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's too like good. Once we can get our hands on the actual beta and we can see how our army building will look like, then there might be some really interesting, cool combos here, which I do like in army building. I like when you can come in with a plan, and this is clearly one of those things, right? Like, you're going to have a target for this. But yeah, fluff-wise,
I'm going for. I just like the way. I didn't get to listen to too much of the stream, but I like the way he pitched this, which is that humans are stronger together, and they empower and lift each other up and all that crap. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I literally kind of got the imagery of Helldivers out of my mind whenever I think of stuff like this, right? Like, it's the super Earth, like, everyone's fucking dying, but we're still so incredibly proud about it. We don't care about their death because we're humans. Sure, yeah.
Nice.
3,
Good job, Human Defense Force. Speaking of the humans, let's look at the Human Inquisition. This is another one that we're going to want to talk about. Their army-wide ability is pass a turn. I presume you don't just whiff your activation for this, because that would be literally nothing. This is going to have to be...
A unit, when it activates, can delay, basically. So but it's on units, right? So one thing he mentioned is he was like, Human Inquisition is an allying army. People ally this in, so you could bring in one assassin from Human Inquisition, and you could use him to delay a turn.
Ah, okay.
Right, so
Now
it's not an
that
army.
sounds
It's
sweet.
not army wide. It's unit side, which I thought was interesting. I mean, we don't do allying around here. It's dum-dum. So it's less interesting for us. But yeah, the other changes to Human Inquisition are far more interesting for us because I think that's like a whatever ability.
Yeah, that is on an army-wide basis. That is useful for 1, maybe 2 rounds.
Yeah.
It's it's probably actually quite good in round 1, where you're having that cagey standoff and you just say to your opponent, you do everything first and then I'll take my go. And occasionally I can interrupt that and go, oh, I see what you're setting up here, let's get this unit out of the way. And then make sure that I go... No, then it's not even making sure you go first round 2. That's the problem there. That then in round 2 you are sacrificing your alpha and your momentum swing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to judge how strong that is. I don't think it's that strong. I'd rather have +1 AP. You know, I think that's like way more. Like, this is very situational. You talked about it like Human Inquisition are like tactical masterminds. So they get to do this kind of crap. But like, it's literally like the tactical mastermind, this chainsaw to the face kind of thing, right? Like, it's, you know, so yeah. The interesting changes though, like assassins becoming T3, so they're going to be cheaper, so you'll be able to have more of them. That's good. And units might be becoming 5 model units instead of 3. Is I think they need to be reworked. I think making them 5 models is actually a nerf.
Yeah, it's a nerf really because they get into that. They get out of the elite Balval bracket. But they do need to be reworked because there's some in there that just aren't exciting, fun, or in any way
they're just
useful.
Crap. Yeah.
The assassins becoming T3 thing. I get that it makes them cheaper, but it means that a single unit, a single activation, has a lower maximum output. If it's T3, it's got a maximum of 4 in a single activation, 4 damage outputs, so A4, or Deadly 3+1, or Blast 3+1, stuff like that. Then how assassin-y is your assassin?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the sniper rifle one is probably going to be AP4 Deadly 3, and that'll kill dudes. I don't know, like, I mean, I wasn't a massive fan of them before. I guess T6 is a lot harder to kill than T3.
I wasn't a fan of them before. I'm not a fan of them in their current state because they're like 400-500 points. And I know you get a lot of words for it, but it's still a tough 6, dude. So it still dies easily. But now I'm just complaining.
AP4 rocks up, right?
I think I'm just being a bit of a mizzo and I'm never happy, really. Because I understand the problem you're solving by making them tough 3, but it just still doesn't feel excellent.
Yeah, I think this is just a case of this isn't an army that should exist in a tabletop, or it's the wrong execution of it, right? Like, lots of elite single dudes who are good at killing single dudes, and then a bunch of like really frail chaff. I don't think makes for a compelling. It's almost like it's like trying to be Firefight in the full scale game, and I just like don't see it. I don't know. I think this needs a complete overhaul, and I don't think giving it pass a turn and making minor changes to the units is going to do that. Like if this is intended to be like you ally things in as an army, then we're never going to talk about it in a competitive setting because it needs to be able to stand on its own 2 feet in a competitive setting, because allying is just not really a thing that's encouraged for the balance of the game. So in the context of Human Inquisition, passing a turn I think is mostly a cop-out in terms of designing things for it, because I think it's basically admitting that they've given
nothing
on Human Inquisition. Like, you know, like because Titan Laws get this as well, right? Like, nothing screams we don't know what to do with these, and going like,
so in the scope of the world where you do ally it in, not everyone's at these mono faction events. For the people who ally this in, what do you then think this is going to be like for them?
I just don't like I still don't like what is passing a turn. Like, you get to pass 1 turn in the whole round. Delay all your activations by 1, force them to activate 1 unit. Kinda. Like,
here's my pitch.
Dark Elf game we played the other day, right? Like, if I'd been able to make you make 1 more activation before I did my alpha, then you'd have 1 less snapback.
Yeah.
Which sounds good, but then I've got to fucking human Inquisition guy in my
Exactly.
army instead, right? Like maybe like I think shockingly, the most useful place is on their cheap chaff that you bring in, right? But then you're more likely to have more units than them. So like, is passing a turn useful? Probably not.
So maybe you want the assassins to be T6.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what you need to do with these things, but it's not this, right? Like,
so what I'd like to see Human Inquisition, not Titan Lords, but Human Inquisition do, is give them something else, but then give the assassins coordinate.
Yeah, I would like that as well.
Because
like, I think, better than coordinate. I think they have them activate multiple times per round, right? Like they don't need, they can break the rules entirely, right? They don't need to be coordinating to do that. Have it literally be like, you get as many activations as your opponent. Fuck it, why not, right? You know, then they can bring these hyper elite armies and they're just like do their thing. Alternatively, just accept that aircraft basically break Val, spell casting basically breaks Val. Just give them a little leg up, make them
hey,
right?
Careful, don't reveal our secret tech about the seaplane which smashes Balval to pieces. Yeah, absolutely. Like offer some way of assassins breaking Balval.
Yeah, exactly right. Like you see, like I mean, there are loads of circumstances where like, oh, this gets an ability that does this, so like, why not, right?
Why not? Human Inquisition. Do we want to give them the ratings? Because I think on power it's a 1.
On power, it's kind of like a question mark. Most likely a 1, and on theme, yeah, I guess they're master strategists, so they get to stand still. Sure, like that's.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a 3 on that,
yeah.
And we will very swiftly move on to the infected colonies. So this is continuing the like but different. This is like the sisters. Shooting within 12 or charging within 6 gives you exploding 6s. So ultra conditional, furious and devout. And then there's a little bit of change in terms of that continuous growth mechanic he discussed last time, which I got really excited about and I really like. It is only on the zombies, but that's kind of fine. That's just...
Yeah, it's worth it. He did say, like, I think it's, like, only on the zombies. So I don't think he was even certain which
oh my
which
god,
units
is he
on,
in the
so.
room? Is he here?
Yeah, oh my god. Tano?
The hand gesture.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. So I'm not sure he's fully clued in on what units it's on or what the final decision with that is, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that was the only unit I cared about it being on, right?
Yeah, the zombies, right?
Yeah, like the objective players that are going to stand there and do nothing all game until they're unkillable. Thanks, dude. Perfect. And as for the change they got, so they used to have they get to double attack but -1 to hit, and now they have this shite.
From here
shooting within 12
to down there.
Yeah, like shooting within 12 inches, like to get like furious. Shooting within 12, sorry, is fine. Is there shooting in the infected colonies list? No, not good shooting at least. Charging within 6. Yeah, like we have spoken about before, like
charging with 6 in a melee army, right? Exactly what you were discussing before. Are you charging round 1? Nearly never. I appreciate you can do the airship transport thing,
which is the only use case for this.
Which is the only use
you
case
have to say
for
within
this,
6
right?
of a transport, right? Perfect.
So, exactly, yeah. So that's one of the points where you drop it in. So, but outside of that specific example, you're not charging round 1. If you're charging round 2, it's a 12-inch long bomb. So this is something that is active in rounds 3 and 4. Who the hell cares? Everyone's dead. You're dead in rounds 3 and 4. You are... OPR is way more loaded into rounds 2 as it is. And then what happens? You get exploding 6s.
Yeah, which is... I mean, we love it, but it's not very exciting. Like, I don't know. This is a buff to the airborne Ebola strategy, right? For these guys, where you just fly 2 airships over and you unload awful things upon your opponents. After
Shout out to War Boss Guides.
Yep.
Love
so
you.
This is a buff to that, and the continuous growth thing is a buff to that. So that makes that better, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Was anyone like? Is this exciting for anyone doing any other strategy? No. Yeah. No. It's just it doesn't hit right for me.
Yeah, it doesn't hit right for me. I just don't like... I'm not a fan of this 12-inch, 6-inch malarkey, really. Yeah. Where are you then on the strength? And we will include this continuous growth mechanic in this assessment, I think.
Okay, so strength-wise, it's a buff to the strategy I think that is best for the army anyway. So I'm going to give it 3. I think the actual mechanic is bad, and if you run any of the list, you're going to be really sad.
Yeah.
Continuous growth being on zombies is basically completely irrelevant.
Yeah. See, I'm going to stick with the 3 on the power level there with you, because I mean, exploding 6s are still good. It's still strong, and it buffs the airborne Ebola strategy.
Yep.
Flavor, though, that in particular, just in isolation, that shooting and charging within 6s is extra 6s. It's kind of like a 2. What this is nothing to do with OPR. It's a zombie horde, which is when it gets closer, like think Shaun of the Dead, or whatever, best zombie film in the history of the world, no notes. But when they get the sense of blood and they get a bit closer, they get a bit more frantic. Yeah, that's kind of there. Don't know what has to do with OPR in particular. In fact, let's go with the benefit of the doubt of a 3, because also with continuous growth and also with liking a zombie horde theme, that is quite thematic for that. So yeah, I'll give it a 3 on flavour.
I just don't see the flavour at all here. I don't know what it's got to do with being infected. Like, what if you have to run less far? You've got more in you. Right, like it's just like big fat bastards who are like out of shape, and they're like, "Fucking hell, man! If you make me charge 6.1 inches, I'm not hitting him as hard. There's no fucking way. Like, I'm gonna be knackered by the time I reach him."
You got to remember,
that's what this is, right?
I apologise for the wonderful 50% of our audience who are from the US. That was Harvey just going full English. I'm really sorry about that one. If you need, come into the Discord, ask us. We'll give you a translation.
Yeah, we'll start to include
subtitles.
Subtitles for those moments. So 1.
All right, let's move past the infected colonies onto the Jackals. This was described as being vicious when shooting or charging. The enemy must reroll 6s on their defense checks to block. This might be potentially within a range.
I think this is gonna be the 12/6 thing again.
Unfortunately, if it is, I'm going to be really upset.
I don't know if I missed it, but I think it's very likely the 12/6 thing. So we had a conversation on the UK Discord because there's a guy in there called Dan who's like loves Jackals, and he's like posting his things like, "Oh, it would be cool if they got this. It would be cool if they got that." We were talking about like, what would be cool if they could set traps. The 12/6 thing is bad. And re-rolling 6s to block, which is the current poison effect, so without the regen thing, is just not a very desirable buff. It's conditional poison. Now, did anyone ever go, man, Dark Elf Raiders shooting is bonkers. It's bonkers. That needs to only exist at 12 inches, or that needs to exist in melee at 6 inches, right? Like, how many times in the game have you charged someone with a poison weapon and gone like, "Oh yeah, crap, sorry, it's got poison as well," and they go like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll read all that. Cool, right? Whatever. That's a 3 still." Like, this is like, and if this is removing Carnivore, they're +1 to hit in melee. This is like.
That's what I was waiting for, right? Like,
this is like why would you ever? What is this army becoming? Right? Like, just give it something cool. They're like sci-fi nomad trackers, right? Like, just
I don't want to be the person to say everyone watching this go tell them in beta, but genuinely, when it comes to beta, if you have strong feelings on something, articulate it well. Don't just rage bait and fire out someone said on the internet. This is one of the ones where please let's give it some detailed feedback. Let's describe why this is bad, because this is just making a bad army worse, and there is so much range and depth that you could get. Everyone, let's all stick this in GPT and tell us in the comments, what does your GPT say that the rule should be for Jackals?
Just make it. I think if you're playing Jackals, you're probably already feeling a bit down on it. If you see this as the rework for it, then you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, like this. And bear in mind that they have models for this range, right? So like, you'd think there would be, this is like a passion thing, right? Like clearly, like, Jackals, cool idea. Why is it just given the short stick over and over and over again? Just give it something cool to do with being a nomad or tracking, and that's not like when I charge you after a short jump, I get like I pull out a little shank or whatever this is supposed to represent. So yeah, this is poop. It's power level 0 if we had
it's
that.
power level 0 to 1, and it's flavor negatives, right? You had a 10 out of 5 earlier. This is in the negatives on its flavor. What has this got to do with Jackals? What's this got to do with the scrappy nomads?
Yeah, the only thing flavorful I think here is like, okay, they put poison on their weapons, and if they're further than 12 inches away, the wind blows the poison off it. So like it doesn't work from far away, right? And the same with their swords. When they activate, they put poison on it and they run. They go, ah, shit, it's all fucking run off.
Yeah.
So
you
if
give
it's
them,
within 6 inches, that doesn't happen.
If you give them more time to apply poison in a timely manner, they just fuck it up.
Yeah.
They're only good under pressure. No, just let's move past the Jackals here to another army that Dave's going to be upset about, the Machine Cults. This is the Custodians one, but with more application to the army that it is within, right? If you gave +1 to defense,
better version.
Yeah, exactly. If you gave +1 defense to the Custodians, it would have been wasted. On Machine Cults, this takes a Def 4, Def 5 army and bumps them up from over 9 inches. That's where it ends. My point still remains in terms of how fun this is to actually execute, but this is a little bit more applicable here because the Machine Cult have more range, so they are wanting to stand a bit further away.
Yeah, though I guess so. Yeah, like this is exactly the same as the Custodians one. The Custodians -1 to AP is equivalent to +1 defense because they're already at defense cap.
Mm-hmm.
This is the exact same thing, except because they're not at defense cap, this is giving them a bonus. I think it's much stronger for Custodians because they are already unkillable. These guys are much less unkillable, but it doesn't make it bad. I think the Machine Cult shooting is interesting. This reinforces what you're probably already doing with Machine Cults, which is like spamming machines.
Yep.
Who have 2-ups. So this is kind of a bit like Custodians again. Certainly they have, I can't remember what they're called, but one of the walkers has like stealth and regen. So giving it +1 defense as well over 9 inches, that thing's just going to be an unstoppable little monster. So spam those. I think this is strong, and +1 defense is just nice, I guess.
Yeah, the combat robot with
active,
this will be very happy.
Yeah, exactly right. And like even the shooting ones and whatever, right? Like, I think this is just good, and I don't see any reason why to downrate it. Really, like +1 defense is just good.
Yeah. What's your reason for it in the context of Machine Cults?
If you're doing like walker spam and stuff, this is good. The range they have in that list is a bit crap. The best I think they have is probably the Rangers, I think they're called, and they have just like Reap on their guns, I think.
Phosphor.
So
yeah. Not Phosphor.
Radiation.
Yeah, that's the cookie.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they're not the best shooting army.
See, my concern is, are they losing army-wide Strider for this? I hope not.
I mean, probably, but I imagine stuff like the robots won't, though, right?
I'm on like a 3, maybe even a 2 for this.
I don't know. I don't think Strider's that good because most of the robots are moving 6 inches anyway every turn. Like, so the melee ones obviously aren't, but like the shooting ones, which is pretty good, that's moving 6 inches. If you're doing a shooting strategy, that's moving 6 inches. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is stronger than Strider because it's like applicable to everything in your army, whereas you're paying for Strider on units that are literally never going to use it at the moment.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So strength-wise, 4.
Okay, good. What about the flavour here? So to read you the Machine Cults, they're a faction of humans who've sought to enhance their bodies with machinery to become something greater. These enhancements have allowed them to become a highly specialised army with a great deal of mobility, giving them an edge in rough environments. And also, they've embraced the inevitable transcendence of machines and worked to merge themselves with their machines, but this process has caused them to become isolated and outcast from the rest of humanity. Like a flavour too? Don't really see.
I mean, they've got machine parts, so I guess they get more defense. I don't know what the range got to do with it. I think he did actually mention in the stream, like they have this like machine thing going on, and therefore they're sturdier. And if you're shooting from further away, then you've got less penetration, and therefore that's not going to work as well against the robot men. So yeah, fine, yeah. Sure.
Have a 3 then.
Yeah, I think go on then, have a 3. I think it's funny that like that sounds like they have Strider, that description you just gave. They're better at mobility and stuff, so it's kind of weird that that's if that is going away, if that's going away. It might not be right.
Yeah.
Army-wide Strider wasn't one of the things I mentioned, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. Why not?
Let's get excited here. Let's get orky. Furious and devout. Army-wide. Warboss Fitz going nuts in the comments here. Just really happy to see this.
Yeah. When I was watching the stream, he literally did comment. He was like, "My boys." So, yeah. This is. I mean, this does not need to be a long section because Shooty and Furious were already in the army. This is both of them at the same time. Bad Shot has received a nerf. It's no longer always shooting at 5 quality. So that's now better for the shooting strategy. So this is just overall a buff for orcs.
Yep. One of the things
there's a slight nerf in here for like we said in our review that shooting at a 5+ is good if you don't want to be shooting because you're saving money on it. Now obviously if you shoot a 4+ and you still want to be shooting, that's slightly worse for point cost. And also if you have pistols, then you're paying the costs for the shooting side of this as well.
Yeah.
Which sucks a little bit, but I think you can probably just be fine and be happy that you've now got shooty on literally everything.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. You
That's
don't
exactly
need
it, right?
to do it.
In our review, I was a bit downtrodden that we didn't have shooty on the core units, and now we do. You can have that. Yeah. This opens up that strategy for every orc player, and I hope they love it. I think that's great to see. Strength, I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, Exploding Sixes are good.
Exploding Sixes are good. It's not quite the 5. It's very close, but it's not quite there.
No, but yeah, I mean Exploding Sixes are just good. So yeah, 4, and then Bad Shopping and -1. That's just good.
It is just good.
Good, most likely.
And how are you feeling on the flavour?
I think because it's called shooty, I want to give it a higher flavour. I don't know what I actually don't know what the flavour for Orc Marauders are.
You ready?
OPR. I know what their origin is, but
Orc Marauders are hulking humanoid aliens whose society is divided into a number of warring clans and bands. Orc Marauders lack precision weapons or heavy armour, and instead rely on their fast vehicles, large numbers, and ferocity to defeat their foes. Sweet. Sure. 3-ish.
Yeah, I mean their style is like Rambo with feathers, right? That's what I've seen.
Rambo with feathers, yeah.
So, yeah, why not, right? Like, yeah, I'll give it 4 then.
All right, we're going to skip the Prime Brothers a little bit here. Other than to say that they're a defense 2-up army with Fearless and Can't Be Routed, and then Dark Prime Brothers get regen.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be hard to move. It's the same Custodian's problem, really, except on the morale side.
Yeah. Prime Brothers probably think Battle Brothers, but a bit better. Ratmen Clans. When they make a morale check, move 3 inches if they pass, and 6 inches when they fail. Interesting. So this is the first half of this is worse Dark Elf Raiders, worse Dwarves.
Yep.
And then interestingly, you get the better effect when you fail. Lose less.
So I think the important thing here is in OPR you can be charged and lose a morale check, and then you can activate. So what this means is Ratmen can if they're off the point and you charge them, they could lose morale, move onto the point, and then
unshake. Oh yeah.
Right, which is something that nothing else can do at the moment. That's quite a niche circumstance. That's like not always going to happen, but it does mean that you can be put in these kind of difficult situations where you're like, okay, if I charge that thing and it fails morale, it moves onto the point and they capture it. If I charge that thing and they pass morale, well, they can just move onto the point anyway. So it's like I have to wipe out that unit to stop it from threatening the point, which is very powerful. Round 4. Now, do they have a list that supports that? I don't know. Like they're going to be failing a lot of morale checks. As long as they're not playing it ranged, as long as they're not playing it melee, then yeah, this is kind of sweet. But it is like a lose less thing. But it is like an end of the game lose less thing. But I don't think they have the durability to be playing this as well as it could be.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Undead was still kicking around, then this would be great, right? Like imagine if every time you force a morale check for an Undead unit, it just like, skedaddled or scooched onto the point. It would be great. So very hard to judge. I think unfortunately this is going to be a point tax that will win you the game, but would you have won the game if you could have just afforded another unit?
Yeah.
So I think, I'm not over like
if Undead's becoming an aura, a hero aura, I presume it will be in the likes of goblins and rats and horde armies, because that's where we've seen it in the past, right? And it is in rats now.
Yeah.
So because you could have it with Undead on a low quality unit, this could be very good. Because if you have this on a 20 block of qual 6 things, you lose a combat, or you lose half your guys, which is going to happen, and then you can straight up.
Yep.
I think strength, I'm going to leave it at a very kind of I want to put a question mark on this for context, but I think I'll leave it at a 3 because this could be a 4, but it could also just be a 2.
Yeah, this is one of the things that's I fucking hate playing against my friend's Ratmen Clans list because I can't keep them off the points round 4. Or it could be, you spent all that points on a thing that literally never pays off.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to judge whether this is good or bad. I think this needs to be played on the table to get a real feel for it.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to say that if this is going to be good, it's going to be, like you just said, with a no retreat robot undead kind of thing, where you just have these big stacks of rats that your opponent has to deal with completely to be able to stop them from getting off points and stuff, which is already the case for undead stuff, sure, but this gives them that extra bit of morale, shenanigans. They're moving around the board and they're kind of being annoying.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, if you like that kind of style of play, then you're going to probably enjoy this. But if you're not playing into that, then I think this is a bit worse. So I think just a 3 is probably the only place it's going to be put. The potential could be a 5.
Yeah.
Because moving like this on failed morales in the last round has that real potential to win you a game. Give your opponent a catch-22.
Yeah. As for theme, I think I'm on a good 4 here. One of the things about the Ratmen Clans is that because they are rat people and humans were around, they were greeted with fear and violence and were forced into a life of hiding and scavenging. I'm going to give this a 4. Nice little 4 on the flavour.
I'll give it a 5 then, why not, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Rebel Guerrillas. +1 to hit when shooting within 12 or charging within 6. We've seen all of these effects before and we've commented on them. +1 to hit, very, very good. This 12 and 6 rider, really annoying.
I ain't running any melee units in my Rebel Guerrillas list. No. This is the 12-inch shooting thing, +1 to hit. That's good, right? This fits the army. I think it's when it was in Blessed Sisters, it was good. When it was in whatever the melee one we looked at before, was it Goblins? No, not Goblins. In fact, a Colony, it becomes worse. This is good here because it's a shooting list, and they have lots of shotguns, right? Shotguns and flamethrowers and all that kind of stuff. +1 to hit is, well, I guess not for flamers, but for shotguns, that's good. So, yeah, we'll be a little bit delighted about this, I think. Also, this is a nice buff to an army that wanted something like this to support their playstyle. They wanted to be more aggressive.
Yeah. I was going to say, this feels crap, but in the context of Rebel Guerrillas, where you have also got spotters, this is good. This is an aggressive... This is one of the instances of this being well done, because it's an aggressive army that is danger close with all of its ambush, and then you can layer the buff with spotting lasers. And then, well, I appreciate that is supposed to be the thing for DAO, but presuming it stays here as well, this is your quality 4 and 5 army is now hitting on 2s. That's going to be really, really good. And it's actually good for gameplay because you are taking a risk by getting close with a squishy army.
Yeah, what we do know is they're gonna be getting some sort of debuff. So regardless of whether it's spotting lasers or whatever, right? You'll hopefully be able to play that playstyle where you lay marks and go for them. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is good. And it's also just a promising thing to see because it kind of gives Rebel Guerrillas what they want, right? They want to be ambushing ship close range and doing stuff. So I think that's good. So hopefully the rest of the abilities will be in line with that as well.
Yay! One of these rules that we've been critical of now being good. Yay! Positivity. Well done, us.
So in the context of Robert Gorilla 4?
Yeah, I'd say 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like taking
Fluff?
Well, like taking an ambush heavy army and being better when you're doing your thing, good, encourages good playback loops.
Yeah.
As for the fluff, still a 4, I think, right? It is an army of rebel guerrillas that want to be. They are now, with the current army design and with this layered on top, they're doing the thing. This is a 4.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it as well is most of their long range weaponry is like snipers and stuff, right? So they don't even need the +1 to hit.
Yeah.
So they're
Lovely.
paying attacks, I guess, for this, but still.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tax, especially for this charging thing.
Maybe not. But yeah, the charging thing is a bit of a tax, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well done, Rebel Guerrillas. You've got a bit of a glow up. Robot Legions. Some of the most text here. No more undead and robot. The heroes can still get it. Good. This is what we expected. No self-repair. Instead, you get reanimate. When the unit is activated, roll a dice for each missing wound or model, and on a 6, you restore it. You bring models back. And the heroes are getting a rule that if you take wounds that don't kill you, you then get your self-repair, your 6-up save. Just briefly, let's talk wargaming history about that other wargame. This reanimate thing existed in Warhammer. Necrons had it. I don't know if they've still got it in 10th, I can't remember, but certainly in, I think, like 7th edition, and some earlier ones you had it, but this caused problems and they had to rewrite the rule. Because if you just add models back to the unit, in coherency, you can suddenly have a unit daisy chain that wasn't on objectives before, that now is across 2 objectives. So I hope there is a lesson there from the history books. That being said, this is cool. This is strong. This is better repair.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely better than fucking repair.
Right.
Is this better than self-repair, though? I don't know if it is. Like,
yeah.
This is basically saying, like...
You get 3 bites to the cherry.
Well, kind of. But, like, if they haven't killed the unit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so... This encourages like big doom stacks.
Big doom stacks.
Like you take guardians and give them jetpacks and you double them up, and they're gonna probably get all 3 of their rolls off, and that's good for them. Anytime where you've rolled more of these than you've rolled self repair is better. He did mention that obviously like self repair could save you a model, which would then cause morale, which this doesn't do. So you get like if you get like take 6 hits. Rolling 1/6 would have kept you on. Actually, no, other way around. But you actually save 1 more. But yeah,
because self repair is front loaded, it can prevent you crossing a threshold to morale, whereas this doesn't help you after the fact. Now,
yeah, they don't have
call out my own
anymore. So
call out my own criticism. Is this a lose less mechanic? I don't think it is. I think this is a comeback mechanic.
Yeah, I think the important thing about lose less is like it needs to be something that is only rewarding you for like really eating shit, and not something that's going to happen in the course of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the grudge thing is like I've lost a whole unit, which is like definitely losing. This is like I've lost some of a unit, which will happen in a game, and so then it's not as bad, right? Like you're not like actively behind because activations are important, and. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck this thing gets costed. I have genuinely no idea how you ever cost for this thing. What, like, just like give everything a 6th more cost because you've got like a 1 in 6 chance of it getting restored once? Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's not like, is it less than that? I don't know where the cost comes from, but
thing that's going to be interesting as well is that the heroes have got access to Gloom Protocol and Regeneration Protocol. You can make really sticky Death Star blobs here.
Yeah, if they're keeping those, I guess, because this hero's getting the rule where if you don't do wounds, you get self repair or whatever. That sounds like a worse version of Protocol, right? Or whatever it's called. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a more defensive thing for Robot Legions. Like, I mean, Robot is really, really fucking good. So losing Robot immediately is just a downgrade for them, but. I think this is interesting enough. Do they need to be hitting that defense even more? I don't know. Right? It seems weird that this exists in the same world as the AP thing for Custodians.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like like Custodians, they can have -1 AP over energies, but these guys they can't have a 6 up when you hit them. no, it's got to be delayed. It's got to be delayed. Like, got to be activate, bro. You know, like. So yeah, and it also like messes with the activation order a bit, and also because
Yeah.
it's on 6-up, it's like, sometimes someone's gonna roll 3 6s and it might matter, and other times people are literally never gonna see a single 6 the whole game, and they're like, why am I paying for this? Just like current self repair, right? Where, like you watch like Warboss Fit's channel, like loads of battle reports there where they're running with like plague demons or with robot legions, right? And it's just like Uncle whatever his name is, and he's just like rolling dice, and he's like never getting a 6, and he's
Uncle
like, this is
C,
literally
yeah.
the shittest built in the game. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how satisfying this is as a mechanic. So like fun wise, I think this is pretty low down. I think effectiveness, it's worse than what they've got at the moment. So like 2, it's not awful, but it's not good. I don't think. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this gets better at 3,000 plus points. That's an important
Sure.
point I think to make here. That if you're playing 3, 4, 5,000 points, this is going to feel much better because you can have your big blobs on a similar size of board, on the similar size of objectives. So this will feel worse at lower levels. How the hell is this going to be skirmified? Don't know how that's going to work.
It's I don't know. Well, I mean, like you don't really die in skirmish, do you? You probably just infinitely regen wounds, right? Every time you activate, whatever.
Yeah. I
You
think
don't like ever hit your wound limit, right?
I'm gonna give it a 3 asterisk as a power level because this can be really oppressive, and this will be. There is a lot of 3/3 in Robot Legions, or Defense 3 at least. So I think I'm going to give it a 3 in power with an asterisk of going if you're playing at 3,000 points or more, there's a chance that this gets more powerful. That's I think where I sit.
Yeah, where you can have big doom stacks, and then fluff wise,
Yeah, this is
I
a
mean,
5.
yeah, like I don't know what's the lore behind robot legions. Are they like robot skeletons like they are in
Warhammer.
Warhammer,
Well,
or
they were exiled by the High Elves because they were designed by them. They're a faction of robots made up of android foot soldiers supported by high-tech vehicles and larger non-humanoid robots. Yeah. Infantry are slow but durable, relying on self-reparation and long-range weapons for support.
fucking give it a 5?
Yeah, you can have a big 5. Good
It's got the key. It's got the keyword. Why is it called reanimate? It's self-reparation. Give us back self-repair.
Yeah, easy
If
peasy.
actually no, that's not true. I think reanimate is the default name for this. He did mention that, so it might be getting renamed to self-repair again. And then in that case, it's a 6. It's 7. It's an 8.
Well done. On to the lizards in space. Predator, no change. Which, great. We like the Saurians.
Yeah, the key distinction here is Predator wasn't army-wide before. Now it is army-wide. That makes stuff like Primal Raw a lot better. Right? So,
the little lizardy gecko dudes.
Yeah, all the geckos will get it. Some of the big lizards will get it. Yeah.
The frog mage. Yeah. I mean, he's got what, blast attacks or something, and you don't get it.
Does, yeah.
If only it happened. Oh, don't do this, please, designers. But if you got Predator on your 2x6 hits, or or just you get a spell off, so you get to roll another spell. Insane. We like the Saurian Starhosts here. We are considering and might well do an army review of them before the rework anyway. This gets just 5s and 5s. Well, not necessarily a 5 on strength, like a 4 on strength. It's a great rule. And
I think it's a 3. It's a worse version of Furious, really, but yeah, I give it a 3 in terms of strength, and in terms of fluff. I mean, it's what we're used to, right? Like,
it just shows, in my view, the army was well designed originally.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, well, Predator, lizards, like that. The name works, but I don't know if the effect. But it's a dice game, so yeah, 4.
Sweet.
I just wish there was more to it.
Yeah, always do. Soul Snatcher cults. When you deploy, you get to move 6 inches. So you get teleport once.
So sad. So sad. Why have they done this? Like, they had Scout before, and now they have when you deploy, you move 6 inches. This means your deployments aren't delayed.
No.
And you get half the range.
Yeah. It is good for ambushes.
Yep. Of which there is...
One,
I think. In
the Elite Snatchers, they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, which, in the context of how Soul Snatcher cults played before were awful because they came down a turn late after you've done your big thing.
Yeah.
You might as well just pay for things that are there. So I don't know, man. Like, yeah, like army-wide scout is powerful, is what he said. Does that mean we need to get rid of? Does that mean we need to halve the range and remove the deploy after them thing, right? Like,
Give them
is there a reason why we can't?
army-wide mini scout.
Like, just give them 12 inches without the deploy later thing if you are worried about that side of the strength.
I think 12 might be a bit
Like,
much. Maybe 9.
I mean, like, does it need nerfing? I don't know if it does. Like, I get that if someone plays Scout and you don't play around it, it feels like bullshit. But if you play around it, which is just completely reasonable, that you just go like, oh, I'm just going to respect my opponent's ability to do something in the same way you'd respect their deadly weapons, right? Then it's not oppressive, right? Like deploying after people, that's good. That's really good. But being 6 further inches up the board so your melee units can actually threaten something turn 1, I don't think it's that strong. So yeah, I think this is a disappointing change for Soul Snatcher cults that I don't think is going to make them like. Yeah. I don't know. Like, how often is that 6 inch useful?
It's going to be useful if you want to play the full Snatcher list, all Snatchers or Soul Snatchers, and maybe you want to get your vehicles in a bit quicker. If you are bringing heavy, like when I say heavy flamers, a list filled with lots of flamers, this is going to make them easier to get online. Maybe it's not fab. 6 inches is just in the game of OPR such a small amount. Phrasing. Yeah, I think on power level, because it's only when you deploy, this is a 2, maybe even a 1.
I just think this is such a disappointing. Like, it's just straight up a nerf to the army.
Yeah.
Like this is just fundamentally a nerf to the army. I really hope the other things they get make up for it to an extent, because as far as I'm concerned, how can you rate this anything higher than a 1? Because it's just like a worse version of things that exist out there right now, right? Like let me pay for Scout, let me not pay for this shit.
Fair enough.
Like the one advantage is everything gets cheaper, right? Sure.
Fluff. I think this is like a 2 or a 1 again. The Soul Snatcher cults are bands of humans, aliens, and hybrids enhanced through advanced biotech. They rely on their enhanced speed and fanatic loyalty to overwhelm their enemies, combining the alien strength with heavy weapons that provide support from afar. There's 1, right? Like, hopefully it's in the rest of the army.
In the stream, he was like, "This fits them because they like invade planets and take over planets, which is Warhammer lore." So I really hope that's written in the OPR lore, because otherwise he's just straight up quote like. Maybe there's a rework coming in. Maybe there's a bigger, longer lore section where it says that in there. If it says that in there, then yeah, take your 5 out of 5. If it doesn't say that in there, then yeah, this is just Warhammer. So it's a 1 because it's not OPR lore. It's not fluffy.
Oh, such
also,
a shame.
like it's probably worth mentioning that this is no longer being called the refluffening. That has been gently phased out from its language. So maybe it's not fair for us to be rating things on fluffing, but that's why we've said it 2 hours into the video.
Thank you for staying here. Lovely. Let's.
If you've made it this far, comment the word fluff below.
Give us the fluff.
Comment your favourite synonym for fluffing.
What an obscure thing. Or comment what you wish your favourite army special rule would be. Let's have something topical. And then add a vegetable. Yes. Titan Lords. Same as Human Inquisition, skip turns. Boring. Not really exciting. Titan Lords need more doing to them than this. Titans can be upgraded with extra uses.
Yes,
Hello.
They can skip more turns.
Here I was misinterpreting this to actually be what you were suggesting for the assassins.
No, this is literally. You activate twice. Then I don't know. Like they used to have this in the game. It was the thing they had a long time ago, and it got removed. And I don't know why. I wasn't playing the game at the time. Why it got removed? I don't know what the reasoning for. But it's back. I think Titan Lords and Human Inquisition need help. This doesn't feel strong enough. I think maybe it's like they're on the edges of what is good for the game, I guess, right? Like if you make a tough 12 army really good, then that's bad for all the things that don't have tough 12. So it kind of like gives you a difficult job balancing wise. I think this is definitely a buff, obviously, right? It does something for them. I don't know how useful it will be. Because really the most effective way of playing Titan Lords and Giants, as we'll see in a second, is to just spam as many of the cheap units as possible to desperately try and get your activation count up. So if this helps the activation count, then sure. I don't know if it does help after the early rounds as much as it would seem. Because really what you want is not necessarily to stall activations, you want things that can capture objectives.
Yeah.
That's what we mean when we say activations, right? And this doesn't help with that. So
Titan Lords, in my view, need an extra unit of something like a tough 9 or a cheap hero that can hand out auras. Something.
Let them capture objectives from twice the range.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, just have 6-inch bubble around objectives. Now all of a sudden they can play objectives and move around the map and do stuff. Yeah, cool, brilliant. Right, and they can overlap zones, no problem, right? That way they can capture both of them. Let them do it.
Let them do it.
Who gives a fuck?
Let them break the game a little bit because they need it.
Yeah.
Titan Lords, strength 1. Just.
I think I gave, hard to say, but 2 maybe.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's addressing the problem.
Quite interestingly, because of this sentence alone, the flavour might be a win. The first sentence, not the one I'm talking about, is the Titan Lords are massive robotic walkers commanded by the idle rich. This sentence. These bored members of the upper classes wage war from mobile fortresses and view the battlefield as their playground. These bored members of the upper... I can't be bothered going. You go now.
Also, I mean, it says idle pirates, idle pilots, isn't it? Like they're literally idling.
Yeah, the idle rich.
God damn it, he's done it again. This is a 7 out of 20. No, 20 out of 7. This is not a 7 out of 20. 20 out of 7.
What is
Easy.
it?
This is the most fluff I've ever seen from a mechanic.
7 out of 9. 9 out of 9 with rice.
Perfect. 5 out of 7 perfect score.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's move past the Titan Lords. I'm sorry, Titan Lord friends, not the time for you. The Demons, big changes here. And this leads us into the fantasy lists, which will be quick. We don't promise. The demon rule is gone. Mic drop, leave the room, kapow. They are going to need a lot of help now. That's the demons are just going to suck. The rest of this needs to be great, right? Yeah, 2 nerfs in a row.
Yeah, so goodbye demon rule. He just said that you can get ambush aura on heroes. He didn't say about scout. I don't know if he's just like started a vendetta against scout.
He watched your video, our video, where you just kablamoed me with the HDF scouts, and he said too much. Never again.
He was like that one example is enough for me to change the fundamentals of demons, which weren't in that.
Yeah.
That report.
Scout too strong.
He's like, I've seen what humans can do, so I can only imagine what demons can do.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, so demon rule was sad, I think. So ambush aura on heroes is fine, sure, right? Like half your army could be ambushed before, now you've got this. Once again, this is like, oh, but you can still do that thing. Yeah, but it's going to cost you an aura slot. Which, like, if you're embedding a hero, you'd expect a little bit more than maybe just ambush. Like for example, war could get +1 to hit, which is much more desirable if they also have ambush, but obviously they don't. So yeah, it's a little bit of like a kick in the teeth, I guess. Like, oh, well, you can ambush, but you got to pay for it. Oh, thanks. And I get to not pick other things. Brilliant.
It is worth noting that they have also expanded the Demons hero roster recently. They've added the Fury hero, is it? Yep. Is it just the Fury hero, or was there one more?
Lust's got one as well. They got the Harpist move.
The Harpist moved into
another one on top of that as well. Is there also like a mutant that they've got now?
Maybe. But it doesn't change the fact that your heroes are capped. So, not excellent. I mean, the Demons heroes is already in a weird position insofar as they don't have easy access to caster 3. It has to be on a big fatty. They don't have traditional auras as it is, so this is already going to be quite an intense rework for them if everyone's getting 5+ auras. So we're going to be looking at a very different landscape of demons anyway. They're going to be far more in line with the rest of the game. That being said, their cool thing, which really supported them a lot, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, so all of that aside, their universal rule is interesting in the context of the units they have. So yeah,
So this
on a
is
4-up they get 1 AP, and on a 6-up they get 2 AP.
yeah.
And it's
So a variant on the
start of
normal
each
Havoc
activation.
rule.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Now, yeah, so like harpies obviously like this, right? Like
They love
million
this.
attacks, right? Like basically everything in the demon army can get 82, right? So it loves to see this. Now, it's on a 4-up. What do we feel about 4-ups?
See, I'd hate it if there weren't this cheeky extra little bit of a chance. Like, come here, you might, your 4-up might be better. 1 out of 3 times that you get this effect, it's a double.
Yeah.
I hate 4-ups. I hate coin flips. I don't know. I'm being charmed by somebody being like, "Hey, do you want a shit sandwich with a slathering of chocolate spread on top?" That's what I think I'm being hit with here.
I just think it's like, this is one of those rules where like you'll be playing someone and you either roll like shit,
Yeah.
and you go like, fuck's sake, I've like not done a single 4-up, or you'll be rolling like amazingly, and they'll be like getting more and more frustrated. They're like, oh my god, what the fuck, another 6? Like, oh god, I would win this game, for like that kind of language,
yeah.
Like, which it's rife already in wargaming, and it kind of sucks, but yeah, I like it. Like, yeah, I mean, thematically, I like this. It's kind of cool, like random spouts of power for the demons, sure. I think from a gameplay perspective, like, they get it half the time. Alien Hives get it all the time. What's that about?
Yeah.
Tano?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll roll it and it will kill literally everything, because your war warriors will run in there with their 2 attacks and they're furious and they'll kill literally everything because they've got AP2 as well. And other times you do the exact same charge and it won't go well. So yeah, I will say that this is a lot better in fantasy than it is in GDF, where you need the AP a bit more. It's better in fantasy because there's lower defenses, so it doesn't matter as much when you don't get your AP.
Right, I see what you mean.
Whereas like GDF, it could be the difference between like being able to do something and not. So
fair enough. Going through the sub factions, change and plague, no change. Lust keeping fast, and this is what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
But then Overload is gone. Surge instead, 1 hit on a 6. So this is kind of like Predator.
No, this is Furious.
Yeah.
I think it was 1 hit. I don't think it was reroll. He said 1 hit, I think. But this is a weapon ability, which is why it's different.
Yeah.
So instead of being on the unit, it's on the weapons. So yeah, I mean, if it is 1 extra reroll, then it's just nerfed Overload. Sure, whatever. Yeah. Still having fast is good though. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we will see some scary lust warriors stuff.
War just getting +1 AP on weapons. This is where we're getting layered in AP hidden behind the scenes here. That could be good.
Yeah, so I think there's them splitting out Frenzy. I don't know.
It does look like Frenzy.
Yeah, because it is Frenzy, right? Furious +1 AP on weapons. I don't know if that's been split out into the 2 parts, or if he was just describing what Frenzy does in a weird way. So just take this one with a pinch of salt. Either it's they just still have Frenzy, or it's they just got a flat +1 AP buff to all their weapons, and then Furious, which would obviously be a buff.
Yeah. So, Strength, where do you put it?
Reliability is king when it comes to tabletop games and making informed decisions. Random chance is evil, despite it being a dice game. So I'm going to say this is a 2.
I'm going to put it as a 3, just because of that cheeky little +2 AP on the 6. But I agree with you that, there's going to be those instances where half the time, which means every time, you get 0 AP. And then when your opponent does it against you, they always get +2 AP.
It's like going to be some major gambler's fallacy going on.
It really is.
Like, I'm due a 6-up. This next one is going to be a 6-up.
Yeah. I need this 6-up. I've had no 6s all game. I need this 6-up to win the game.
I can't believe I haven't had a single 6-up all day.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll keep it there. And as for flavour, this is kind of just still in the Havoc thing, still praying to the gods.
Yeah.
4 still?
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I go 4. I think like the random chance thing, I guess, is Havoc-y, at least by word.
There we go. And that rounds out Grimdark Future. Moving on, we will now discuss the fantasy armies. This will be much faster, having gone through all the detailed discussion for the Grimdark Future factions. Starting out with the Beastmen. This is the same as the Jackals. When they attack, rerolling defensive 6s. Presume this is in the same 12 and 6 inch brackets.
Yep.
Nothing changes in our analysis of this. The Beastmen are more ambush heavy, so they might be able to leverage the melee a bit better.
Yeah, this is still just bad. I mean, it's not enough of a bonus to care about it, and 12 and 6 inches is extremely limiting for Beastmen who are going to be running melee a lot. So, yeah, this is a 1.
Chivalrous Kingdoms. This is a new one. They get +1 to hit from over 9 inches away. I presume this would be when charging. That is unique. That is interesting, especially because it is majoritively a cavalry-based army. If there's no changes to lance, this could be very powerful.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, there's some redundancy when you have certain units, but I think overall this is great, and this is very thematic. In terms of power, I think Shiv really want to be killing people on the first charge, and because they are fast for the most part, like they're going to be able to easily make this 9-inch requirement. In the context of fantasy, especially, this is going to absolutely fuck. So the only thing to think about is that they do have impact. So like they're already on 2-ups for half their attacks, but I think getting a bonus 1 for their other half of attacks is still good.
Yeah.
So I'm placing this in the context of fantasy. This is a 4.
Yeah, in the context of fantasy as well, maybe even a 5, depending on how lance goes. If it stays as it is, I'd be tempted to push this to a 5, and then on the theme, this stays as a 5.
Oh yeah, this is great. I mean, this is just like this. I mean, it's like this is a cavalry thing. I don't know what the chivalrous kingdoms, whatever. I don't really give a damn what their lore is. This is a cavalry effect.
This is a cavalry
army. So yeah, happy with that.
Yeah. Dark Elves. Here we hit one of the first issues of just applying these rules to all fantasy. Harassing, same as the Dark Elf Raiders. So in base OPR, Age of Fantasy, our assessment's pretty much the same. This is going to be a bit whatever. Regiments. This becomes so strong. I cannot understate how powerful advanced tactics is in Age of Fantasy regiments. And so being able to do this is going to be huge. We will keep our focus a bit more on the main game, at which point our analysis is very much the same as the Dark Elf Raiders. But I do just want to put an asterisk over this point to say that if you're a regiments player, Dark Elves just got really good.
Yeah, and in the context of Dark Elves, they don't have fast at the moment, so they're not losing fast for this.
Yeah.
So this is just like, it's interesting enough. I think they have some short range shooting. The 9-inch range shooting is not going to like this at all.
Yeah.
I think they might have some 12-inch range shooting, which would be good for this. But yeah, I still think it's not a great mechanic. I don't think it's really doing much. I think it's like, I don't know, like the amount of times you need to be exactly like 3 inches further away is just like few and far between. So yeah, this is still probably 2 or a 1. It's slightly better because they haven't lost fast for it.
Yeah. Deep Sea Elves, the same as the Jester one. Same analysis applies to the main game, really, here. When you look at regiments, though, again, this now just gets quite silly. The ability to ignore the movement restrictions in your rank and flank game is huge. So the analysis
Does this mean you can just pick it up and rotate?
No, you can't rotate.
You can.
I haven't played regiments for a while, but you slide. And that slide is important because it can be the difference between I can charge a unit behind my target or I can't.
You can come back, yeah.
Yeah, you can come back, you can go sideways. You can't pivot. But
yeah, that is quite important.
Or you can charge a flank suddenly. So that is really powerful.
I mean, yeah. This is a 3-inch extra charge in a mostly melee game. This is good.
This is good.
Right, yeah, we like this. Charge control. And you can do difficult terrain stuff as well with it.
You can do difficult terrain shenanigans. Really good. And Deep Sea Elves have a much bigger roster than the Elven Jesters do. So they have much better ways of applying this. This is... Age Fantasy Regiment specifically, this is like a 5.
Yeah. I think this is. I mean, the list is crap. I think for Deep Sea, but in the context of like the ability itself, I think this is probably a 4 in Age of Fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. The dwarves, same as Dwarf Guilds, this which we've talked about. This is +2 defense on past morale. In fantasy, this is worse. You've got the Slayers who have Fearless, and the
Yes, but you are overlooking one massive thing about fantasy. You have
banners.
access to banners.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah, so the dwarf hero is a 3-up. So you embed him in a unit, you give it a banner. This is a 2-up. So anytime they lose combat, you're just getting an unkillable blob. You think about Iron Warriors or something like that, what they're called. They're already on a 3-up, I think, or whatever. Right? They just like they run away with the game with this kind of stuff. This is a lot better in fantasy because there's a lot more melee going on as well, and melee can be won by smaller margins. So I think like I'd very happily put this at a 4 or maybe even a 5. The dwarves are already pretty fucking hard to kill.
Banners are the real swing on that one. Dwarves are hard to kill, so
and this makes them even harder.
Yeah, that's going to be a 5 actually. I think then because of the focus on
like,
combat rather than shooting.
Yeah, Depth 2-up is scary in fantasy. You just don't have the AP.
You don't have the AP. Wow, dwarves getting a big boost there.
Yeah.
Eternal Wardens, what the hell is this doing in fantasy? Oh my god. Okay, same arguments that you were floating last time for the Custodians do not fly here. Eternal Wardens are a defense 4-up army. They're also a quality 4-up army. Who the hell has got more than 1 AP? It's artillery has more than 1 AP in fantasy and shooting. That's it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Awful. 1-0.
This is probably the worst case of copying things over just because, like, Eternal Wardens look like Custodians. Right? It doesn't think about how the army works, doesn't think about any of the stats of them or anything like that. And just, like, how much AP is there really over 9 inches? Like, genuinely, like. So I think this is crap, and this is a point tax, and Eternal Wardens need more help with this. And especially if they lose army-wide fearless for this, then they're especially fucked.
Oh, don't.
So yeah, this is a 1.
Oh, let's move past this. Oh, that's going to be so sad. Ghostly Undead.
Yeah.
So they'll be losing the Undead army-wide rule. That's a really big, important note here for what's going to change them. I presume then, are they also going to be losing army-wide Strider and Stealth? And the second 6-up, are they losing Ethereal?
Yeah, so I think basically they're losing Ethereal and they're being replaced with this, which is moving through friendly and enemies. And they might potentially get Spell Eater, which is better than what they've got at the moment. At the moment, they just got a 6-up.
Yeah.
Spell Eater is 2-up and 6-up, 2-up against spells. I mean, like if they lose Strider and they lose Undead, and they lose Stealth, the army is like on life support at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like it's terrible offense. Like it just doesn't work as an offensive army. So taking away all of its defensive capabilities is just going to leave you with a big old stack of 5/5s.
Yeah. So should also get Spell Eater, I think, is where we're kind of moving towards that. In the world where they get, you are the GU specialist here. In the world that they get, move through friendlies and enemies and get Spell Eater, where do you set them at?
I think they just struggle with morale, like a lot of things, right? Like most of their units can't take banners and stuff.
They'll need to get some banners, yeah.
Yeah, so like the moving through units thing is obviously really good for glaive stalkers or glaive stalkers, I think so. They're like fast cavalry, right? They'd love to charge through things, right? I guess really nice one-way trades.
Love to charge through their allies. Really powerful.
Everything being cheaper in the army means that you can still, like, their casting list as it stands is really strong and really cheap. So if the casting list stays equal strength, then this is going to be even cheaper casters. So that does open up that. And regen stacking on big horde army like this is obviously very good. I think just overall the list is just going to get like fucking dirt cheap because they've got no offense, they've really got no defense, right? So this is going to be a double up everything. It's going to be like Goblin Reclaimers. They definitely need addressing right now. But we talked at length of it, but like the morale is the problem. I don't think the rest of it is. So
yeah. All right. So we're looking at probably a strength of like a 3. The ability to charge through friendly units is going to be really important.
Yeah, though you need space to do that, so this is kind of very trash in regiments, but
yeah, big
I
important
guess like
note
you can
there.
charge through your front line, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is just worse than what they've got for the most part. Moving through friendlies and enemies is relevant, definitely, right? But I don't think it's that relevant. So like, it lets you do stuff like move banshees in front of stuff, shoot with banshees, move across the banshees. So that's quite nice. But
regiments,
yeah,
it gets really tricky because if you can charge through, if you are on a flank and you want to get to a unit on the far side of it and you can just charge through it, ignoring it, regiments can get really chalked up. Oh, it's really tricky.
I think if this rule goes in, you basically just like max out on Glaive Stalkers every time you play the army.
Yeah, you do. And you
max out on Glaive Stalkers and just spam chaff, right? Like, it's the same thing, but you just get like things without Strider and Stealth on it.
Where are we sticking this on your power estimations?
2.
And then the fluff. Hey, it's a ghost. 4.
Hell yeah, 5 out of 5. I love my ghosts.
6 out of 5 with rice. The Goblins, same as the Goblin Reclaimers, I think there is nearly nothing to talk about here, except for the fact that you also get Shroom Sniffers. So where we were talking about before there being a bit of a limit on your 4+ quality, here you can push it even harder.
Yep, I think this is good. Yeah,
this is going to be...
There's lots of fun buffing in Goblins, and I think the problem is that the 9-inch range is not great for like an all melee army. But like they're quality 5 across the board, right? They're going to love a +1 to hit. So I think, yeah, this is just a good rule, so the Goblins are going to like it. The Trolls are going to like it.
The Trolls are what I'm thinking of in particular in my mind right now, and I'm thinking that'll be really good. But they also have access.
Make Shroom Sniffers good.
Make Shroom Sniffers great.
Yeah.
They've got the ability... They've got some swarms in here. Some really cheap swarms. But they've got these bigger monsters, which, if you're considering about having the big base, having monsters interspersed through your army along with Trolls... really good. So I think I want to put this at like a 4, really.
Yeah, I mean, also Goblins just get access to Fearless. Like Wolf, I think the Wolf Goblins, like the basic Goblins, can just get Fearless across the board. So yeah, this is good. I like it. I mean, this is just a good mechanic, and I'm glad Goblins got it, because I feel like Goblins aren't played that much. But
yeah, bring on the Gobos. I'm putting it at a 4. What about you? 4?
Yeah, 4.
And then thematically, same rationale as before. We love the Horde. Halflings, same as Rebel Guerrillas. I'm keeping this the same analysis as Rebel Guerrillas. The Halflings have the drawback of being slow. Do we think they're going to lose slow?
So yeah, I mean, it's almost an advantage having slow, because 6-inch charging is actually then like 3/4 of your charge distance, right? Like, so you're much more likely to be charging in that range. So that's slightly better. Most of Halfling shooting is much longer range than 12 inches, so it's not great for that.
Okay.
I just think Halflings are shit.
They are shit.
So, but I think, yeah, the 6-inch charging thing is probably the best we've ever seen it for Halflings here, because
I'm just thinking of the Sneaky Thieves. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're just called Thieves, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
I think.
Yeah, Thieves. They're quite. Oh, they've got backstab. They want to be in melee.
Yeah, but they get surprise attacks. They get to come up within 1 inch, so they do get that charge bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is good, and drunks like it because they've got boing, so they can boing before the charge, so the charge will be within 6 inches. So yeah, +1 to hit is good. So let's say it's a 3, but I just hate the 12-inch 6-inch thing.
Yeah, I hate the 12-inch 6-inch thing.
Yeah. 3, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think realistically, it doesn't matter what your rate is, because I don't think we're ever going to see someone play Halflings. So until OPR releases a range for them, I don't think it, you know, if you play Halflings out there, let us know how this goes when it comes out.
You and I personally know a Halflings player.
Is it me?
It's John.
Does John play Halflings?
We love you,
Fuck's
John.
sake, John. John plays something more than an inch tall.
John, the 6'5" BFG, loves his small guys. He loves Halflings, he loves Dwarves. Brilliant. Let's go on. Havoc Dwarves and Havoc Warriors, same things here. Havoc Warriors in fantasy get such a glow up with this. Just holy hellfire. your war guys are insane. Your lust guys are insane. Please rework the lust list because it's crap now. And if that gets reworked like 50% better, it's amazing. Holy cow!
Like this solves the lust problem entirely.
Yeah.
This is completely like it's giving 1 AP, which is the best amount to have in fantasy, to the whole damn fast list, right? Like this is insane, and also very likely this will be costed less than 1 AP because, like, not only is it only a 5 and 6 chance to get the AP, but also 1 in 6 time you actually get negative, so this is probably like cheap AP. So this is extremely good for Havoc Warriors, Havoc Dwarves. Their shooting probably
Their shooting loves this.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, yeah, slaves, kind of funny, right?
Oh my god,
20
yeah.
second slaves. Yeah, just like
running around. They don't care about the the +1 AP against them.
Yeah, I wonder how this works. So on activation, you roll a dice, see if you get the AP. Does that last until the next activation?
We'll have to find out.
Right, yeah, because like with spears, obviously that's very good.
Worth noting, folks, for those of you at home, the Havoc Dwarves cultists used to be called slaves. They were changed. That's what Harvey's talking about there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Bring back slaves. Fire elementals like this as well. They get AP. That's nice. They've got 4 attacks each.
Yes, they do like this. For Havoc Dwarves, I think I'm putting it at a 4. And then for the Havoc Warriors, a 5.
I just think this is a great effect to have. I'm happy to give it a 5 on both.
Yeah, and then flavour, the exact same as before. The High Elves, taking on board your comments from last time of this being cheaper because it is worse than fast, the High Elves would love that.
I mean, do High Elves have fast at the moment? I don't think they do they?
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. I was about to make a comment about Swordmasters are the ones who will be let down, but Swordmasters don't have this. So that's also...
Yeah, none of them have fast. This is a straight up buff. This is really good.
Lion Warriors. Oh my god, my Lion Warriors with this are going to love it.
Yeah, I think this is really good in fantasy, definitely, right? This is easily a 4. Right? It's
because you just stick a banner on top of this.
Yeah, well, musician, you mean?
I mean musician. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, you got the extra range. Yeah, this is really good. It's like mini fast is exactly how much fast you need to be able to charge people before they charge you. So yeah,
nice.
Like it literally outdoes musician by 1 inch, and that's all you need.
Yeah, this breaks the musician tie as well.
Yeah, and also means your fast units are more than fast as well, right?
Which is excellent in fantasy.
Like your cav, like a dragon cav are just like flying around the map 20 inches, no problem. Oh, it's 18 inches, sorry, but yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's good vibes.
Yeah, because if you'd presume that cavalry are still going to keep their fast. So
yeah, of course,
having this on top of it is going to be a big win.
Yeah, big win.
High Elves,
yeah, good.
4?
4, I think, yeah. Yeah, movement's really nice on early army.
Yeah. Humans, same as HDF, +1 morale within 9 inches. This gets better for the humans. This gets better with regular access to banners as you've identified. This is like a 4 again.
Yeah, morale's really good. Yeah, I mean, I think that army's not very good, but I think, yeah, you give it a big fat stack of morale, right? Like I played a fantasy tournament recently where Dan actually brought rats and he'd stacked all the morale buffs, and it's just like a 20 blob of things that just like do not disappear off the board ever. And like they have fanatics or whatever they're called, who have fearless. So yeah, like all of a sudden, like, you know, huge stack, stick something like that. To be sure, their lords only have 4 quality.
Yeah,
but yeah, so they can't do like mad stuff with it, but that's still really good. Right?
That's
like
still
you
really
get up to 3 up, 2 up, whatever, right? With a banner. Yeah, really nice. So yeah, happy with that. So I'd say
4.
4, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting seeing Kingdom of Angels get the reanimate from Robot Legions. This being the exact same in fantasy, where you can get the morale buffs from banners. Oh god, and everything's cheaper and there's far more of them. This might be even stronger.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, I guess so.
This is where you've got your paladins and your nuns in your Kingdom of Angels.
It's a lot easier to wipe out the unit though, right? They have like worse morale and like there's a lot of melee going on. Compared to shooting where you just live and then you get to regen. I think yeah, it makes it worse. I don't like. Once again, like, is this better than just the normal 6 up they were getting before? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think units are just dying in
I think
fantasy, right? So,
here that argument holds a lot more weight, and you're exactly right for that, because there is so much more melee. Units are just getting wiped out more. If we saw the Battle Brothers effect here,
yeah.
imagine if we saw the Battle Brothers effect here.
Imagine if we saw the Battle Brothers effect here.
Imagine if we saw the Battle Brothers.
Imagine if we saw.
Imagine if you couldn't be routed in the
like,
melee-heavy game.
In fantasy, that would be wild.
It would be wild. So Kingdom of Angels, we'll keep it about 3. Mummified Undead, 2. You going that low? Okay.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
I'm with you that the 6
Tana did say that the reanimate is the angels coming down and saving the humans. So that's cute.
That's
very,
cute.
Very ooh of you, Tano. So I'm going to go for a 5.
I'll give you the 5 on the fluff. Mummified Undead, AP +1 when shooting or charging within 6, same with Blessed Sisters. Actually, fine. You're not shooting within 12 happily. You're charging within 6 inches once or twice a game.
I will say they have that big fuck off skeleton giant who's got like 14 or 16 attacks with no AP.
With no AP, yeah, actually, he's nice.
So he
can have
he
caster.
Can't like this.
Can he have caster, or is that the other one?
There's no one that's like that. I think he has stomps with AP, but yeah, I think I think this is fine. Like, there's a lot more like short range charging going on because there's a lot more melee mashing going on. The AP with shooting thing is basically fine, right? Like, you're not going to get it early on. A lot of the Mummified Undead shooting is really long range, and like what they currently have is Ignore Cover, which is a long range ability. So why are they getting this? Don't fucking know. Just lazy. So yeah, it's fine. Like, once again, the 12-inch 6 thing is coming into effect here, so I can only give it a 3. But
yeah, I'd say that's about a 3. Let's go on to what we're excited about here. Why the hell does Ogres have this? Age of Fantasy is a primarily melee-based. It's a primarily melee system. If you play cross systems, Fantasy and Grimdark Future, which the game is balanced for, then this is less of an important thing. If you play Age of Fantasy, Ogres are busted. What the hell? Do the Goblins get this?
Yeah, I presume they do. It's army wide, right? So Ogres are good. The only thing letting them down is their morale. This solves that problem. And fucking if pet goblins get this shit, oh my god, this is like Ghostly Undead round 2, right? Like, it's nuts. They even have counter attack, right? So yeah, this has no place being in fantasy, and I'm almost certain it's going to arrive in fantasy in a couple months' time. So yeah, like, this is like, once again, another casualty of let's copy and paste the rules from GDF, because like, who gives a fuck, whatever, right? Like,
this is 10 out of 5 power rating. Ogres are good, right?
Really good, yeah.
Ogres are really good. Their core ogre units can already hit max Balval damage output.
Oh yeah, they're just super efficient. This makes them even better.
With Furious?
No.
No, they don't have Furious. No. It's that the Sergeant upgrade is so strong on them.
Yeah, it's cheap, 5 points.
It's 5 points for 4 attacks getting +3, which is +1 to hit.
Yeah. I love the big caster boy, and this gives him Fearless, so that's good.
Oh god, that was his drawback. His drawback was no morale mitigation. And he is charging. Oh my god, insane. Ogres, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 5. I don't care about best one on the list. Best.
This one on dwarves. This one on dwarves is easily the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, some serious thoughts needed here, I think. Orcs, the exact same. This is fine, good, better, is it? What's the shooting like in Orcs in Fantasy? To worry about having shooty. Not great, but they have got the archers.
They already have Furious, so this is just a downgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an upgrade because the shooting gets it, whatever. The shooting also pays for the melee version of it, so... I mean, this is basically nothing. I don't think this does anything. This is just saying, like, Furious, but now they have this thing instead.
Yeah, so it's just more expensive Orcs in Fantasy, so it's a slight downgrade, so 3 here. And then finally, thank you very much for sticking with us to the end, folks. We are... Oh, no!
No, no, no. We're so close.
We're so close. Thank you very much for sticking with us around here, folks. On to the Ossified Undead.
Thanks for sticking until Ossified Undead. You can leave now, guys.
Yeah, except please don't. There's loads more.
Please don't. There's great shit.
There's great shit, including spicy extra things coming.
Yeah, there is.
This is crap. You pass morale and you get AP -2 against them. Who's got more than AP -2 in fantasy?
Literally, there's so much worse than the dwarf one. That's a 1.
That is a thorough one. Ratmen.
They already have Ossified, which is -1 to AP as well. Right? What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
Why do they need 2 more? Yeah, that's god tier shite.
Yeah, absolutely rubbish. Ratmen, same as Ratmen Clans. More important here.
Way better because of banner. Way better. Like I was talking just before about Dan's morale stacking thing.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah. You fail, you run 6. There is that aspect of if you're failing in fantasy, there's a fair chance that if you're failing in melee, you're just wiped out. But the rats can mitigate that heavily, so they just take the 1 point of loss in melee and then they move 6 inches. If
they're
they fail.
2 ups most of the time, so yeah, they're really good. Yeah.
4? I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, 4. We'll go 4.
Saurians, I presume, are being unchanged. We like them in fantasy as well. They're very good.
Extending predator to full range.
Oh my goodness! All the little geckos gang is excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
So give it a 4. The Shadow Stalkers, same as infected colonies. Now they've got really interesting shooting in that they've got their wands.
Yep. This really likes that because they're on 5 up, right? So they miss a lot, but. So yeah, this is like sure, this is fine. Has this got anything to do with being a fucking Shadow Stalker? I don't fucking know.
No, it doesn't. So I'd say that this is like a 3 on strength, maybe even a 2.
Yep.
Your wand guys are a bit happier, but then thematically we're on like a 1.
They also have the spear guys as well. I don't like this, but yeah, I don't know how people are running those spear guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, good.
Sky City Dwarves, +1 defense when being shot at from over 12 inches away, the same as Machine Cults, but in fantasy, this is awful. This is a 1. Because the armies that are shooting at you are the Wood Elves, sometimes.
Yeah, is this maybe between 9 inches then, except for the Machine Cults one was 9 inches. But yeah, this is. Well,
oh yeah.
Who cares? I mean, it is a shooting army, so it's like kind of counter shooting army now, but.
It's strong against itself.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And also, like, defenses are so high on this army list anyway that is 1 AP going to make a world of difference. You probably lose the most unit when they get shot at anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, whatever.
This is like
Pass.
1.
2.
Yeah, really rubbish. Also, what's the theme there? Vampiric Undead, same as the Alien Hives. Same commentary goes here. Really is very little difference. VU are losing their army-wide undead. They've got some nice scout opportunities in there, so they can really set a nice aggressive positioning, but you are charging, so you might charge out of range of this. I want to give it worse AP than I do for Alien Hives.
Actually...
Oh, no, sorry, no.
It's better.
No, it's better because it's fantasy.
Yeah, and it's like fucking zombies have 2 attacks, right? Really? Right. So you just throw a bunch of like
Rising Dead. You've got the Rising Dead upgrade for ambush.
Like literally everything has got like everything on that list now has +1 AP basically because like you're playing Vampiric Undead and you just flood the board with shit, right? Like I think this is really scary. I think like yeah, any flat AP buff which is easy to activate like this, especially on the armies they've been put on, is just really good. So this is a 5.
This is a 5. I think I agree with you there. No, I think I want to go for a 5 just because of the zombie spam with the Rising Dead, with the 1-inch ambush. You can support it nicely with werewolves and wolves, and you've got a really aggressive in-your-face army that's going to rip people to pieces.
Yep.
Good job, Vampiric Undead. You've come out well. Oh dear, the Volcanic Dwarves are getting the Eternal Dynasties one. Good thing is with Volcanic Dwarves, you can trigger that effect very easily.
Oh yeah, this is way more like you're way more likely to be spamming shit with this. So this kind of works slightly better there. It's still not great,
it's
but +1 hits better when you've got low thing. But they are quite like aggressively stacked already. There's a lot of like 4, 6s, 4, 5s, 3, 4.
I like the Volcanic Dwarves army. I hope they don't lose Fearless for this.
Yep. But I think this is good. I think this is actually good in the context of them. Like, imagine like Slayers charging something on a counter charge. Right, let's just kill one of your units, like a big dude kills one of your little units. Slayers charge in. They've got +2 AP. They hit on 3s. Like that thing just blows up, right? So I think this is a lot better in a game where you are more often trading charges, especially for a slow army that doesn't get to control who's charging what.
I still don't think it's better than the 3.
I mean, it's not better than any of the other AP buffs, but yeah, it's way better than it is for Eternal Dynasty, I think. So yeah,
There we go.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Would I was getting Mini Scout? In the bin. Absolutely rubbish.
I mean, the good thing is they didn't get Scout before, so...
Yeah, this is an upgrade on the...
Slightly, yeah.
War Dancers just got better. War Dancers have a 24-inch charge round 1.
Yeah, that's quite scary, isn't it, right? Yeah, I think I like that. I think it's is it better in fantasy? I guess so, right? You can hold a lot more space with it, and the opponent has to come towards you in a way that they might not have to in GDF. It's still kind of crap. I'm giving it a 2.
I'll give it a 2. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. You don't even get the regiment's asterisk here. It's just crap.
No.
Demons, same as Grimdark Future. Remember all the conversations we had about that. We're on to the Giants, the same as the Titans, which is better here. Because Giants are better, but still not fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think it's better because you can control the activations. It matters more when there's a lot more melee on the board, forcing them to make moves where they can't charge, forcing them to activate before you move into their threat range and so on. But it's still, whatever, right? You're still spamming the cheapest Giants to get as many activations as you want. I like how you just get 2 activations every round.
In fantasy, where it is mostly melee, do you spend the first 2 rounds just durdling?
I don't know how much you can skip turns. It depends, right? If you can skip every single one's turn so you can make them fully activate, then sure. But if it's just to like activation parity, then that's no good. And if it's just like, yeah, it depends how it ends up working. Because I think the way it used to work is that you could skip on Titan Lords if they still had an activation to do. So you can't like skip all your boys.
Yeah.
And then go after them. I don't think you can turn it into like you go, I go. But maybe you can. Either way, it's still crap.
So it is still crap, so I'm with you there. Yeah. And then, exciting drumroll, Dragon Empire, a new faction. We've no idea what this is, so we can't comment about it in its context, other than that +1 to hit while within 9 inches of friendly units in a melee-intensive system is going to be good.
Yeah, so this is OPR Cathay. So if we assume it's anything like Cathay, with like shotguns and long rifles and then dragons and it looks strong infantry, then this is just going to be good, right? This is, you know, if you played Warhammer 3, this is like the yin yang mechanic, but literally everyone gets it all the time. So yeah, it's good vibes.
There we go. Thank you for sticking with us for such a long video, folks. We hope you have enjoyed. That is fresh off the back of the stream on the 1st of August, this Friday just gone. Things will change. We go into the public beta now. We will, of course, see what actually happens in the army reworks in September. Stay tuned to the channel to get our reactions. Come and join us in the Discord to let us know what your thoughts are. Come down in the comments, please. All of your support helps massively. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Dave. He's been Harvey. This is Don't Think, Just Charge. Good night.
Well, at least you get to do your first little blooper reel at the end of the video, you know? You got yourself
I had the first Jackals game. That was a big enough blooper.